how you doing? This is Sunday evening. It's over and over and over again. I'm Richard and this is Paula, and we are getting ready for a big game. England against Senegal, the last 16 of the World Cup, the first knockout stage. It could be a long night. It could be an exciting night. Hopefully it will be a good night for England and we'll be celebrating a place in the quarterfinals again for another tournament. It'll be what, the third in a row, won't it, that we'd have reached the quarterfinals at least. So it's all going to be coming up, all the excitement and all the action, the other side of this. Real Martinelli. It's now with Granit Xhaka. Is it going to be the third goal? It is the third goal. Granit Xhaka with it. That seals it. So I say England against Senegal, last 16 of the World Cup. We'll be getting into the watch-along very, very soon. We have got the team news. If you haven't seen what it is yet, this is how the teams line up for this game this evening. So for England then, not too many shocks, I suppose. Jordan Pickford in goal. The back four is Kyle Walker, John Stones, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw, as it was in the last game. In midfield, Jordan Henderson, Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. And then in the front three, there is one change. Bukayo Saka comes back in. Harry Kane, of course, and Phil Foden keeps his place. It's Marcus Rashford that drops out onto the bench from the team that beat Wales 3-0, of course, the other night. For Senegal, then, they line up like this. They are the African champions, of course, let's not forget. It's Edouard Mendy in goal, the Chelsea goalkeeper, of course. Youssef Sabai, Khalidou Koulibaly, at the back with Abdoulaye Diallo and Ismail Jacobs. In midfield, they've got Pape Cisse, Nemphez Mendy and Crepin Diatta. And their front three is Ilman Ndiaye, Ismail Assar, of course, he plays for Watford, and Dole Dia. So that is the lineup for Senegal. A lot of them players, obviously, most of them play in Europe. A couple of them playing in the Premier League as well. Obviously, Edouard Mendy, Koulibaly as well, both play for Chelsea, of course. Ismail Assar, we said, plays for Watford, and Ndiaye actually plays for Sheffield United in the Championship. So they've got a few English players in their squad, a couple on the bench as well. They've got a QPR goalkeeper, they've got a Tottenham player, Sarr as well, on the bench, and Loom, who plays for Reading. So they've got some English players in their team, but it's all about this England team tonight. Can this team produce a performance in a knockout game? We've done okay last couple of tournaments, haven't we? We generally need a bit of extra time, often than not, don't we, when it comes to the knockout stages of a tournament. But, you know, Senegal missing their best player, of course, as we know, Sadio Mane. We've seen what a difference him not being in the team has made to Liverpool. So if it's had that sort of impact on Senegal, then they're not going to be anywhere near as strong as they were when they won the African Cup of Nations, of course, earlier on this year. So they're going to be a difficult team to break down. A very strong, very organised, typical African team, aren't they? They play that sort of style of football. It's going to be difficult for us, but we've got a decent record, haven't we, against African teams in World Cups in the past. So hopefully that will put us in good stead. The team is, I suppose, it's what we would have expected generally. I'm obviously pleased to see Saka back in the starting lineup. I feel he was left out the last game. Yes, he didn't have a great game against America, did he? But then who did? It was a really poor England performance, wasn't it? So good to see him back. Gareth Southgate obviously trusts him now. He's, one of the first names generally on the sheet when it comes to a big game. He is England's Player of the Year in 2022. So he's back in the side, which is good to see. Raheem Sterling has had to deal with a personal issue, so he's not even in the squad. Gareth Southgate was a little bit sort of vague on it, really, but what with Ben White having to go home with a personal issue as well. Now Raheem Sterling's got a personal issue. Not quite sure what's going on within the England squad at this moment in time. But anyway, they don't know whether Sterling's going to be available for the next round should we get through. And of course, if we do get through, we'll have a nice easy game against the World Cup holders, France. And we saw them play earlier today. They looked very, very good. They've got some great players, as we know. Of course, Mbappe was the star of the show, wasn't he, today, with them 2 goals as they won 3-1 against Poland. And, of course, our old friend Olivier Giroud got his record-breaking goal, isn't it? France's leading goal scorer of all time. So that's going to be a difficult game, but we can't worry about that yet. We need to get past Senegal first, and I say it's not going to be easy. They're a strong team, physically strong, they're organised, and it's going to be a difficult game. And as I say, England's record in knockout games in tournaments does tend to be quite stressful, doesn't it? A lot of extra time, a lot of penalties and stuff like that. Let's hope we can avoid that today. Although, of course, we did break our World Cup penalty shootout duck, didn't we, in the last tournament when we beat Colombia at this stage. That was an exciting, dramatic penalty shootout, wasn't it? Eric Dyer, it was, of course, who scored the winning penalty that night. So, we wouldn't mind if we can get through on penalties, but let's try and win the game in normal time, get the job done and move into the quarterfinals. And who knows? It'll be a tough game, we know that, but we can worry about that when we've got this one out of the way first. It won't be easy, and we need to play well. Yeah, I say that the team is what we would expect. Good to see Phil Foden back in the side again. He had a decent game, didn't he, against Wales, scored a goal. I'm sure he can add a lot of quality on that. He's probably going to be on the left-hand side, isn't he, Foden? Bukayo Saka will probably be on the right, and that's probably how we'll line up, although they can be interchangeable. Of course, Foden played on the right, or he started on the right, didn't he, the other night, and then obviously it was Rashford that was on the left, wasn't it? So Saka can play on the left. Of course, we know that he's left-footed, isn't he? But he tends to start on the right generally, doesn't he? So we'll see how that works out. Let's hope that it's it might be Bukayo Saka's night tonight. He has got 2 goals in this tournament already, and the leading goal scorer has only got 3. So he's, if he gets a goal or 2 tonight, he could be one of the leading in the golden boot, couldn't he? Which would be great, wouldn't it? But it's more important for England win the game, regardless of who scores. Obviously, if Saka scores, it'll be even better, won't it? But we'll take any England victory and go through. And I say another quarter-final, be the 3rd tournament in a row that this England team has reached at least a quarter-final. So let's hope that's going to be the case, and could be the start of another big run deep into the tournament. But we'll have to see. A lot of good teams still in it, as we know. So we'll have to see how this game goes tonight. What is your prediction for this game?
I'm hoping for a 2-0. 2-0 England.
2-0 would be good.
I'm hoping for.
Well, we'll take the 2-0. A 2-0 would be good. I just think we're a little bit suspect defensively with this team. I do feel as though, corners, free kicks, I think Senegal are going to pose a threat. I think they may well score. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to extra time. I am going to go. I've been pretty good with my score predictions lately. I am going to go with this one 2-1 to England, potentially after extra time. But I do think we'll have too much for them. I think we've got a fairly settled team. We've got enough quality, and I do think that we will go through. Terry's in the chat again. Terry, hopefully it's a good game for you tonight. He says, evening, Richard, another chance I'm giving you. Well, the last game was all right, wasn't it? We won 3-0 in that one. Hopefully 3rd time lucky, and we may play well. He says, evening, Mrs. B, good to see you again. Hopefully, I thought the Wales game, the second half was good, wasn't it? It was an enjoyable second half. We got the goals, played well. And yes, we know the America game was not great, was it? And we know obviously that the first half against Wales wasn't either. But I'm sure it'll be a different game, a different sort of game. Like the knockout games tend to be different, don't they? It's obviously you've got to win or you're out. Yeah. So I think I think it'll be cagey to begin with. What you don't want to do in a knockout game is go behind in the first 10 minutes, really, dear, because then you've got a really tough job. So I think both teams will look to keep it tight for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then hopefully the game will settle down. And I think the second half we will start to open up a bit more because both teams are going to want to try and win. I know England can be very defensively minded, and we know Southgate doesn't like taking too many risks, and he want to keep it tight all the way through. But I think the first goal is it usually often is important, isn't it? But I feel in this game in particular, I think it's going to be really important, because I think if England score first, then I think that's going to really open it up. Senegal will have to come at us a bit more, and then I think we can catch them on the break. Whereas if we go behind, we're going to have to change our style, aren't we, and go for it. I can't remember too many times when we've gone behind under Gareth Southgate in a big game and come back and won. There probably is one. I can't think of any in the recent tournaments. We tend to have gone in front, and then we're good when we're in front, aren't we? When we're behind, can we turn it round? I'm not always sure if we can, but hopefully we won't find out. We've got Colin in the chat here, mate. He says, I hope we win, but please no more injuries to our Arsenal players. No, you're right there. I'm still very much take hope Arsenal win a trophy over country. I know itself. No, I agree with you. I mean, I think, I think all of us would rather our club win something than England win something, I suppose.
No, surely England.
But I've never seen England men's team win anything in my whole life, and I would like to see that at least once, at some point, whether it's a World Cup or Europe. I mean, a World Cup would be the dream, and of course, I'd love England to win the World Cup. Would I prefer, if I had a choice of England winning the World Cup or Arsenal winning the Premier League this season? Of course, I'd go for Arsenal winning the Premier League every single time, 100%. But I would really want to see England win a trophy, a big trophy at some stage. So there's not many I might not get that many World Cups left, so there's not many more opportunities, is there? So I'm hoping that we can do it at one time, and why not this one? Yeah, I'd love it to happen, but yeah, I would. Arsenal's always a priority, isn't it? I'd much rather Arsenal win something, especially the Premier League or the Champions League.
This is not Arsenal tonight. This is England.
This is England. It is England tonight. We want England to win. Of course we do. We want England to win the World Cup.
No, I talk about Arsenal. England.
If there's a choice of the two, then I know what I would choose. But at this moment in time, the World Cup's on, so let's get through, and let's keep enjoying it, because it's been I think it's been a bit of an up and down tournament for me. There's been some good games, some excitement. There's been some great players. There's been some really slow, boring games as well. Unfortunately, England have been involved in one of those at least. But there's been other really bad games, poor games as well. But yeah, there's been some good games. It's been strange having a World Cup in the winter. I must admit, I don't really like it personally. It's a summer tournament. It should be in the summer. I know it's pretty much sort of summer weather in Qatar if you're over there, but it doesn't feel right, does it, when it's dark and you're watching games in the afternoon on a weekend and it's dark outside? It doesn't seem like a World Cup, does it? But we're getting used to it now. It's been 2 weeks or so, isn't it, nearly, since it started? So let's hope we've got another couple of weeks left of England as well, because that's what we want to see, don't we? We want to see England progressing, and the last two tournaments were great, wasn't they? A semi-final and a final. Let's see if we can go one better. Let's see if we can go one better this time, and we actually win something. Would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, the teams are out. It looks as though England are going to be in our white kit. We are technically a home team in this game. We were sort of the away team, wasn't we, against Wales for whatever reason, just the way the draw comes out. But we are the home team tonight, so we are in our white kit. They've got nice blue tracksuits on at the moment. We're doing the national anthem. Declan Rice is giving it a good sing song there as it goes along the line. Harry Kane as well, Pickford, and of course the captain Harry Kane, who for 90 minutes or maybe 120 minutes, we'll forget that he plays for Tottenham, and we'll hope that he scores a goal or two for England tonight. And he hasn't scored yet in this tournament, and he tends to get goals in tournaments, doesn't he? So he's due one, isn't he? So I'm sure he will.
Is he fully fit though?
Well, I don't know if he is, but he must be fit enough to be starting the games.
He's on there, isn't he?
He's got 2 or 3 assists actually, so he's not playing badly. But obviously, you expect Harry Kane to be scoring goals. He got the Golden Boot, didn't he, in the last World Cup? So I'm sure if we stay in it any longer, I'm sure he'll get a goal at some point. Maybe tonight's the night for him. He didn't. Was it in the Euros? He didn't score in the group, did he? He started scoring in the knockout. So maybe that's what.
Starts scoring now.
Yeah, maybe that's what he'll do. He got 2, didn't he, against Ukraine in the first knockout game at the Euros. So maybe that's what he'll do tonight. Anyway, see the Senegal national anthem now, which I don't really know. Some of the players aren't singing it. Maybe they don't know the words. I'm not sure. Or maybe they're just focused on the game. I don't know. But half of them aren't singing it. Of course, we do know a couple of these players, don't we? Edouard Mendy, of course, the Chelsea goalkeeper, who's had a bit of an up and down season, hasn't he? I think personally, he's not really been playing that much. He's lost his place, and of course, Koulibaly as well, who I actually think is vulnerable at the back. I think he can be got at. So yeah, it's actually in our favour. But as a team, they've done really well. Senegal, so they've won their first ever African Nations Cup this year. So.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, they're used to winning games, and they're going to be a tough opponent. But without Sadio Mane, they don't really have a goal threat today. In fact, the top goal scorer in this current squad is Ismaila Sarr, and he plays for Watford in the Championship. So, that's what they're lacking, a goal scorer, aren't they? They've not scored too many goals in this tournament either. So that's why I say I think if we go ahead, I do feel as though we will probably win. But we shall see. It's never straightforward with England, is it? Terry saying, even to Cole, says, don't sound too good about Jesus. No, it doesn't. Totally agree with you about Arsenal, though. Yeah, of course, I think we all would put Arsenal ahead of anything when it comes to that. Colonel says need to see how we cope with pace today, because if we do progress, we have to deal with Mbappe, Dembele after that. Exactly, yeah. I mean, yeah, my worry always has been with our defence, particularly with Harry Maguire. He's very good with the ball put in the air. He's strong, But when it comes to balls in behind with pace, he struggles. And I don't think John Stones is a lot better at dealing with that kind of threat either. So that is a worry for me. I mean, Senegal have got a bit more pace than maybe we faced so far, so that'll be interesting. But Senegal's big threat is going to be more from set pieces, and I think we're probably okay to cope with that. But I agree, if we have to play France, and if we get through, we have to play France, then they are going to pose us a lot more difficult problems. And I think Harry Maguire, as good as he's looked in his tournament, is he going to be able to deal with the threat that France have got up front? We'll have to see. Let's hope we can. Knockout games, anything can happen, can't it? So we'll see. Terry says there, I want England to win the World Cup when Southgate and Kane ain't involved anymore. Yeah, I mean, it'd be better, I suppose. But ultimately, if we win, we win. We can't really afford to be too fussy, can we, with who's playing and who's the manager? This is the current manager. I don't think he's going to be able to take us to that next level to win something. But we'll see. If he does, then fair enough. He'll probably get a knighthood like Alf Ramsey did. And why not? If he wins us the World Cup, then that's fair enough, isn't it? But I'm not convinced by him at all. I do think he's too defensive. He's too negative. And I think that's held us back.
We've got some good substitutes.
Yeah, we've got a good squad of players. And I don't think the players are really the problem either. I think the problem for me is the manager, quite honestly. I do think he's more of the problem than the players. I think
he's too defensive.
He's too defensive, yeah. He won't take risks. And sometimes in a tournament, at some point, you've got to take some risks. And I think that cost us in the final of the Euros against Italy. We led after 2 minutes, whatever it was, and we didn't push on. We went back and back and back, and it invited Italy onto us, and they ended up getting the equaliser and winning. And we've done it before. We did it against Croatia. We scored early on in the semi-final of last World Cup. Didn't push on. We got scared, went back and retreated, and it cost us. And I want to see us not do that. I want to see us in a game in this World Cup to maybe get if we get an early lead, to push on and get a second goal and a third goal and kill the game off. Don't just hang on to a 1-0 lead because we're not good enough to do it. We haven't done so far.
Don't settle with that. Just don't.
I mean, tonight I think it'll be slightly different. I don't think Senegal have got.
You've got to win.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I don't think Senegal have got a great goal threat really, and I do feel as though if we do get ourselves in front, this is a sort of game where we may well be able to hold on. But I don't want to see us do that. I want to see us push on and show that we're a team to be taken seriously. Anyway, we're going to be starting the game soon. The England players are taking the knee once again, and the Senegal players aren't, which is interesting. Anyway, Senegal have kicked off. They're all in green. And they are attacking a goal to our left in Dubai tonight. And we're up and underway in this last 16, first knockout game of the tournament. We've got John in the chat as well. How you doing, John? Good to see you, my friend. He says, hi, Richard, Mrs. B, Terry, all in the chat. Good to see him. I hope you're well. Looking forward to the game, I'm sure. And hopefully England can get through and hopefully then, beat France as well. That'd be good, wouldn't it? And then we could maybe go on and win it because there won't be, another good team out of the way. But anyway, Jordan Pickford has just had to kick the ball out for a throw there. It was a back pass. I think it was Kyle Walker that played the back pass for him. It's going to be a throw in line with our penalty area on the far side to Senegal. At the moment, they're coming forward. It's Mendy. Obviously, they've got two Mendys in the team and another Mendy on the bench. So Mendy must be the Senegal equivalent of Smith or something like that, isn't it? They've all got the surname of Mendy.
Well, Dottier, isn't it?
Well, yeah. That's Dottier, yeah. Anyway, Senegal have started off pretty well, actually. Yeah. They're looking confident on the ball. England haven't really had a kick yet, but they will now because Declan Rice has intercepted that pass. I don't even know what Senegal's like.
I've never seen them play, so...
Well, I mean, they're a solid African team. They won the African Nations. They've got through the group. They only lost to Holland. They lost to Holland in the group.
Holland's good, aren't they?
And they beat Qatar and they beat Ecuador. So, they've done all right. Yeah, Holland are good. Holland are through already. They won yesterday. So Holland are a good team. And, they beat them. They lost to them. And then they won the other two games in the group. So, they're a decent team. It's not going to be an easy game. But you'd think that if we play as we can play, if we play our game and we play as well as we can, we should be too much for them. We should have too much for them, and we've got a very strong bench, as we said.
Players.
Yeah, we have got quality players. We've got some quality on the bench as well. See, Rashford's got 3 goals in this World Cup, hasn't he?
Yeah, he got 2 in the night, didn't
Grealish, we've got Callum Wilson, James Maddison hasn't played yet, Conor Gallagher as well. All these great players that we've got that can create and score goals. So I'm not particularly worried about that side of it. I'm a little bit worried defensively with us. That's the big concern that we've got. I don't feel as though we've got strong enough defence to win the World Cup, personally, when you look at the teams that we might have to face, obviously, in the next round even. John says, I was surprised he didn't play Rashford. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all a little bit surprised after how well he did against Wales. Yeah. But, I think he trusts Saka, doesn't he, in these big games. We saw that in the Euros last summer, didn't we? and Saka's not really let us down either.
You can always bring Rashford on.
Yeah, we can always bring Rashford on, and hopefully,
if
we, he can come on and make an impact as he did against Iran. So, I was a little bit surprised that he didn't start him, but I'm pleased because it gives Bukayo Saka an opportunity, and I do feel that we want to see Bukayo Saka developing on the big stage. He hasn't managed to play Champions League with Arsenal yet, but he's played in 2 tournaments now, 2 major tournaments for England, which is good, isn't it? Good experience. England coming forward now for the first time. We'll play out to that far side. Foden's not going to get there. No. I think it was Harry Kane that pushed it through there to him. Colonel says there, John hiding out in toilet for the next 2 hours at work. In other words, yeah, probably. Yeah, I expect he probably will be, but we'll see. Let's hope it's a good game anyway. But it's going to be nervy. I think we anticipated that anyway because it's England in the World Cup knockouts, it's
always nervy.
And that's what happens. We never do things straightforward, do we? Let's be honest. Well, very rarely do we go and win these games 3-0, do we? And it's nice and comfortable. Usually there's some sort of drama, whether it's extra time, whether it's penalties.
Of course, the penalties were normally not good, though.
Yeah.
Not normally.
So Harry Maguire now, ball played out over on that far side. England giving it away actually.
Oh my God.
And Senegal coming forward inside the area. It's a good run. Oh, good tackle back actually. I think it was Harry Maguire just got in there actually. I don't know who that was. That Sarr coming forward there. Really good defending actually from Maguire again. It was Dyer actually. Good play there. And Harry Kane just got there. England gave the ball away a little bit sloppy actually.
Yeah.
It was really sloppy. But anyway, that didn't quite go as we hoped. Anyway, Saka on the ball now for the first time on his near side. Plays it out to the far side. Harry Maguire, is going to keep that in. But it was good defending again from Maguire actually. A little bit of pace there. Was worried about a bit of pacing behind, but he actually dealt with that pretty well. It was Stones that maybe struggled, and Harry Kane came round the back and tied it up. It was Boyala Dyer who was causing the problems there for England. A bit of pace there. Anyway, Stones has now got the ball. England just trying to really settle down, get some possession because haven't really got going yet. Bukayo Saka now on this near side, plays the ball square to Henderson, gets it back again. Saka wearing number 17 for England in this tournament, of course. Now it's Harry Maguire over on that far side. England haven't really managed to have any sort of attack yet. We've played nearly 5 minutes. Maguire now going to get the ball. In fact, it's a free kick. It was a foul there on Jude Bellingham in the centre of the pitch. It was... who was that foul? It was Sis actually there who fouled him in midfield. Here's a free kick. Bellingham's okay, back on his feet again. And England will resume with a good free kick. And see if we can actually put some pressure on this Senegal defence. We haven't really managed to do that yet. The free kick's about 20 yards inside England's half. Harry Maguire is going to take it. Just plays it square over to that far side. Luke Shaw back into Declan Rice. Now it's with Harry Maguire again. This is a sort of a pattern for England. It's a pattern. Yeah, this is a pattern England play, isn't it? Pickford now plays it out to Stones. And England been putting a little bit of pressure from Senegal. Actually, they're pressing us quite high up here. Can we play our way out of trouble? It's not a great ball forward, but we are going to pick it up. Henderson flicks it on towards Harry Kane. But it was good defending actually by Senegal. They've picked up possession again. And England a little bit predictable, but Senegal have given the ball away actually. Foden in possession in midfield does well, twisting and turning away, but he's done well actually. And then England win the ball again with Bellingham, and he's fouled again. Jude Bellingham, not very happy. That's twice now he's been fouled in quick succession. That was Diarra there who committed that foul. Good work from Foden actually initially, and Bellingham took it over and then was fouled again. The second time in a few minutes. But this free kick's a lot closer to the Senegal penalty area. It's midway inside their half, just slightly to the left-hand side. Luke Shaw it is over this ball. In fact, Henderson's come over now as well, and Declan Rice. Harry Maguire's making his way into the penalty area. He's a threat, isn't he, from set pieces? We know how good he is in the air. It looks like it's going to be Luke Shaw potentially to put this ball in, although Henderson's got his arm raised at the minute.
Henderson, has it?
Henderson just plays it square to Kyle Walker. Flicks over to the far post to Harry Maguire on his chest, drills it across the goal. It's in towards the 6-yard box, headed away by Senegal, and then complete the clearance. That was an unusual set piece. Obviously something they've worked on. Harry Kane on the edge of the box. Oh, he's tackled actually. There was 2 or 3 Senegal defenders around him. And in fact, there's been a free kick given away on that far side by Phil Foden. But that was a bit better from England. It was a free kick routine they've clearly worked on. It was played short to Kyle Walker. He dinked it over to the far post. It was Harry was it Harry Maguire made that? No, it wasn't. It was Declan Rice. Sorry, chested it down, drilled it across the 6-yard box. It was Harry Maguire looking to get on the end of it, but it was well defended actually in the end by Senegal. They had plenty of bodies there, and it was only really Harry Maguire in there trying to win the header, and it was well defended in the end by 2 or 3 Senegal defenders that encroached around Harry Maguire and cleared it away. But Saka's battling away for the ball inside the penalty area, trying to press Senegal inside their own penalty area there. Good play from Saka on Diallo, but in the end, I don't know if the referee's given a free kick. It should be a free kick. He just pressed him really high there. It's good play from Saka. He almost won the ball there. In fact, he was almost held back. I mean, it wasn't a foul. The ball's ended up running through to the goalkeeper, Mendy. That was good play from Saka, though, pressing really high. There's a long ball there from Senegal, but it's going to run all the way through to Jordan Pickford. We've played, 8 minutes? England have started to settle a little bit now. It looked a little bit nervy at the beginning, the first few minutes, but we've settled down now. We're certainly getting more possession of the ball, but in a typical England Southgate kind of style, really, isn't it? You know, knocking the ball backwards and sideways a lot, but keeping possession, which is important. But I'd just like to see us try and look to get the ball forward a bit quicker. But we are coming forward now. Harry Kane flicked it on. He's going to fall to Bellingham over on that far side. Jude Bellingham's done well. Can he get a cross in? Lines up the cross, but there's no one really in there. Saka could have anticipated that, actually. Mendy didn't particularly deal with that well. Saka's got the ball now on his near side.
Come on.
That was good play that from Jude Bellingham. A decent cross. He looked like he'd overhit it slightly, actually. Nobody really made the gamble to get in on that far post. We've got Mark in the chat. How my friend? Hope you're well. Good to see you. And the referee's actually stopped the game now. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I don't know, actually. Is he not happy with the ball? Yeah, he doesn't like that ball. The referee doesn't like the ball. As the ball got flat, as it after that challenge there. Jude Bellingham did well, actually. Won the ball over on that far side. Whipped in a decent cross, actually. That's where you need a big centre forward. Mendy didn't really deal with that particularly well, the goalkeeper. And Saka managed to keep it in. But they've had to replace the ball because it must have been flat for some reason. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, they were playing it before that. John says that England should win this. France up next. Well, let's not worry about France yet. We need to win this game. I don't think it'll be easy. I agree with you. We should win. But
you just never know.
We've all supported England long enough and watched England long enough to know that we can't ever take anything for granted with any England team. But yeah, I agree. We should win. But I'm sure it isn't going to be easy. And
looks like there's some good music going on.
Yeah, well, the Africans love it. Don't look at them. They're dancing. Look at them. They're dancing and singing. They've got the body paint on with with Senegal and stuff like that. It looks
very
really
colourful.
Good. Very colourful.
Looks like they're having a party.
It looks like a lot of fun in the Senegal end. Let's hope they won't be singing and dancing at the end.
Let's hope we're singing and dancing.
Hopefully it'll be us that will be there. But anyway, they're certainly enjoying themselves, and why not?
Yeah.
In the World Cup last 16 for Senegal. It's a good effort again from them. Anyway, England coming forward now on the far side. Luke Shaw plays across to this near side. It's going to be Bukayo Saka, brings the ball down. Saka. He had an option in front of him there. It was Jordan Henderson, but he's gone back instead to Kyle Walker. And England again have gone back inside the centre circle to John Stones. Just again, it's about keeping possession for England, isn't it? That seems to be what it's about. But we've got the ball again on this near side. Jordan Henderson lines up across to the edge of the penalty area. Oh, it's missed by the Senegal player. So Jude Bellingham picks it up. He's done well again. Bellingham's had a good start to this game again. Actually. He's looking pretty good in this game again. He had a great game against Iran, didn't he? Harry Maguire now plays the ball out to the far side. Luke Shaw keeps it in. Can we get the ball into the box? We've got Harry Kane in there. We've got Bukayo Saka just on the edge of the box as well. But it's now with John Stones. Kyle Walker gives it back to Stones inside the centre circle.
I prefer Trippier.
And England just keeping possession. Saka now on this near side. Bukayo Saka, he's got a defender right behind him, so he just plays a safe ball back to Kyle Walker. England just keeping possession. John says, you said that already, we should win yet. Mark says, I think we could win 2-0. Kane to score. Yeah, I was saying before the game, I expect Kane will probably score because he hasn't scored it. Anyway, Saka now's got a little bit clear on this near side, puts a cross in. Comes to the edge of the box, nobody's there. It does go all the way over to the far side to Shaw. Luke Shaw finds Jude Bellingham. Nice turn from him. Plays the ball inside to Foden. Was he fouled? Bellingham picks up the ball. Bellingham's done well, but was he fouled? No, he wasn't. Again, some tackles going in there by the Senegal defence on the edge of their penalty area. But England now really are getting on top now in this game. That's a ball played forward by Harry Maguire to Harry Kane. He's onside. Drills a ball across the 6-yard box. Saka can't quite get there. But it's going to go out for a throw to Senegal over on this near side.
Keep doing that and we'll get in.
This is much better from England. We've started now to really get into our stride. We're getting the ball forward. We're putting their defence under pressure. Harry Kane was onside there. they just showed a replay of it. He was clearly onside. Saka made the run to try and get into the box, just couldn't quite get there quickly enough. Maybe Harry Kane just needed to perhaps delay that cross just a fraction, just to allow Saka to get there. Again, Mendy looked uneasy coming out for that ball. Actually, he looked a little bit shaky a couple of times now. That Edouard Mendy. We need to really make them pay for that. We need to get more and more balls into the box. Colonel says, I look at it and say it's because we wear white, so players will naturally bottle it like Tottenham. Well, maybe that's the reason. It's no surprise that we won the World Cup wearing red, didn't we? Let's be honest, in '66. So maybe we need to wear a red kit or a blue kit or something else a bit more often. Maybe. Anyway, England playing okay in a white kit for now, doing well. Harry Kane's done well actually. Plays the ball to this near side. Jordan Henderson, he was fouled there, Kane, but suddenly Saka's inside the penalty area, couldn't quite get the ball there. Surely the referee will come back and give a free kick to that, will he? He will certainly be looking at maybe booking the Senegal player. It was a very late tackle on Harry Kane. He looked like he'd been fouled initially. He laid the ball off, and then he did get fouled. It was the number 22, Diallo, with the foul. Be surprised if he doesn't get booked for that, actually. It was very late. And, I mean, the referee played on because we had possession of the ball. But, yeah, in fact, he's just given the goal kick to Senegal. I don't know if he did book him, actually. I'm not sure if he did. He did call him back to have words with him.
I don't think so.
But anyway, I don't think he's booked him. But it was a late change actually on Harry Kane. It was sort of two in a row, really. The first one, he kind of stepped round, and then the second one after he played the ball off. Anyway, England now are really on top of this game now. The ball has gone back to Jordan Pickford, who tried to be a bit clever, almost got caught out there. But England do keep possession, and now we're coming forward over on the far side. It's Jude Bellingham again, who's been one of our standout players so far in his opening 14 minutes, battling away down over on that far side again. In fact, he's putting the Senegal defence under pressure. He's won a throw. Really good work again from Jude Bellingham there. And he's lifting the crowd and lifting his team as well. He has had a really good start to this game, Bellingham. England in possession over on the far side. Luke Shaw, can he get a cross in? Then he finds Phil Foden. Phil Foden plays it inside. Harry Kane inside, put it through inside towards the run of Luke Shaw. But it just ran through to goalkeeper Mendy.
Just try and get
England are really on top in this game. You have to say, if we can score a goal at this point when we're on top, that's going to be put us really in control. But we've certainly settled down now. We've played 15 minutes, and it was a little bit of a shaky start for 2 or 3 minutes. But now we're on top. We're dominating possession, and we are starting to stretch that Senegal defence. Every time that we come forward, we look dangerous. I say Jude Bellingham having a great game. And England won a throw on his near side, just around halfway, just in front of the dugouts, actually, on this near side. Kyle Walker takes it, throws it back to John Stones, and he goes back to Jordan Pickford. He's got a little bit of time, a little bit more time this time, plays the ball out the far side to Luke Shaw. It's a good touch, actually, there from the Manchester United left back, and he's fouled, wins a free kick. Senegal certainly not trying to let us settle, are they? They're not worried about committing fouls all the time. They've done quite a lot of little fouls already.
Yeah. And
they just did another one there. That was Diatta there with that particular foul. Maybe the referee needs to start getting some cards out to stop it, because
just keep on
the longer
doing
it carries on, they'll just keep doing it. And
they get away with it, they'll do it.
Yeah, they will.
If
they
want to stop the play, then.
And that seems to be their tactics at this moment in time, just to stop us from getting into any rhythm. But we've certainly been the better team. We're coming forward again over on that far side. Luke Shaw again plays it to Declan Rice. Does well. Declan Rice plays the ball forward. Just touched off. Luke Shaw's got a little bit of space over on that far side. Plays it in towards Harry Kane, but his first touch maybe took it away from him a little bit. And Senegal now can come forward. They are looking to maybe play on the counter attack, and they are coming forward over on that far side. Harry Maguire's across there, and he's done well again. Harry Maguire actually really good, strong defending there from him. And England have now got a goal kick. Harry Maguire's complaining he was fouled. I don't think he was. It didn't matter anyway. He won the ball well. And good, strong at defending that was there. It was Ndiaye there trying to get through, and good play from Maguire again. He certainly had a decent World Cup so far, hasn't he, Harry Maguire?
Yeah.
And all the criticism that he's faced, his club form's been poor. But once again, he's stepped up to the mark when he's played for England, and you can't really argue with that. Saka's done well there, lays the ball off, but that's a poor touch from Kyle Walker. And now Senegal have got a little bit of space on his near side, but Saka does well, gets a foot in, wins the ball back, and Declan Rice plays it back to goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. We've played 17 minutes, it is still England 0, Senegal 0, but England have certainly been the much better team in this game, and we've created one or two, not real opportunities yet. We've put a couple of decent crosses in. Goalkeeper Mendy looks a little bit suspect, so we need to try and do that. Maybe take a bit more of a gamble, get players more into the box and take a risk and try and get on the end of some of these balls. But we're certainly looking the much better team so far. But it is still 0-0. You need to score when you're on top, don't you? Because we've seen how many times you don't do it and then it comes back and can haunt you. So let's see if we can try and create a few more actual opportunities as well. We've done well so far, but we haven't really created. I mean, the goalkeeper Mendy hasn't had a save to make. He's flapped out a couple of crosses, and that's pretty much it so far. Anyway, the ball's now played at square to John Stones. Now it's on this near side. Kyle Walker. He looked to play it to Bukayo Saka, but Saka was closed down, so he's gone the other way to Harry Maguire. Brings the ball forward up towards halfway. Then plays it back to Bellingham. Now Luke Shaw's pushed on a little bit, and Bellingham's almost dropped into a left back position. Now he plays it square to John Stones. And again, England just keeping possession, comfortable possession. Kyle Walker now pings the ball from right to left, looking for Phil Foden, but he can't quite get there. And it's going to be Sabali there for Senegal. Plays it back inside to Koulibaly, plays up that far side. But England again win the ball back with Jude Bellingham, but it is going to be a throw to Senegal. Jude Bellingham looks really fired up for this game, actually. He's had a good start as well, but the Senegal fans aren't bothered about the football. They're just here to dance. They're just here to dance in their red and yellow wigs as well, looking very colourful and certainly enjoying themselves. There's no doubt about that. But I'm sure they'll enjoy themselves whether they win or lose, actually. But anyway, let's hope that they won't be, I say, celebrating at the end. Anyway, it is Senegal in possession at the moment, coming up towards 20 minutes. There hasn't really been a shot at goal yet. But England have run the ball back. Kyle Walker on this near side tried to play it forward to Harry Kane. It got deflected, and it is going to be Diallo to see that out. It's going to be a goal kick to Senegal. England are claiming a corner. In fact, I think it was a corner because it didn't come off the Senegal player when the ball was played up the line. In fact, the linesman has given a corner. I'm not quite sure what the referee saw there. It did come off the Senegal player quite clearly. It was number 18, Ismaila Sarr. It came off. It is a corner. The referee maybe didn't see it as that, but the linesman had clearly pointed to a corner. It is a corner to England's near side. This is an opportunity to get the lead. 20 minutes played. Can England go in front here from this corner on this near side? Bukayo Saka's on the edge of the 6-yard box. Declan Rice is just in front of goalkeeper Mendy. Harry Kane's on the edge of the penalty area at the moment. It needs to be a good delivery. Not sure who's taking it. It's going to be Phil Foden with his left foot. He's going to curl this in. He does cut his edge of the 6-yard box. Header comes in. Harry Maguire. I think it was John Stones, actually. It was John Stones got there. He puts it over the crossbar. It wasn't really a clear header. He made a good run in towards the near post. In fact, it was perhaps more of a clearer header than it looked, actually. There was no one really near him. It come off his shoulder. Come off his shoulder. Maybe if he'd got his head on it, he may well have been able to direct it into towards the goal, certainly. But it bounced off his shoulder. It's gone behind for a goal kick. That was probably our best opportunity at goal so far, actually, from that corner. That was a good ball in from Phil Foden. And, John Stones could maybe have done better with that. If he'd got his head on it rather than his shoulder, we may well find ourselves in front. But anyway, Senegal now in possession on this near side with Diallo again. It's flicked on by Jacobs. And then Diallo again plays it long in behind. And Jordan Pickford's come out of his area and heads it out for a throw. Well anticipated there by Pickford. He's another player that maybe his club form isn't always great, but he very rarely lets us down for England, does he? So that's why he keeps getting picked. You can maybe understand why Southgate's reluctant to lead these players out when they do well for him. Anyway, it's Senegal coming forward now, but good defending from Declan Rice. But England don't really clear it away, actually, and Senegal still in possession. Have kept it in, and then it's cleared longer this time by Kyle Walker into the centre circle. It's brought down well by Koulibaly. Plays the ball forward, but it's a poor ball. Harry Maguire. It's a poor clearance actually from Harry Maguire. And suddenly Senegal coming forward across into the box. He shot his ball into the 6-yard box. It's fired over the top. Was he offside? Ismaila Sarr? Not quite sure if he was.
What's he claiming for?
I don't know if they're claiming a penalty there. It was a poor clearance actually initially by Harry Maguire that started that attack down that far side. Across coming. They're not offside. It was a good ball it was an initial shot comes in, and then it was Ismail Assar followed up on the edge of the 6-yard box. We just Pickford to beat. He maybe should have done better actually. Oh, they're claiming a handball off John Stones. It wasn't a handball.
Why no, didn't touch
it? Bounced off his leg. It actually did come back off his arm, but off his leg, so that's not going to be a penalty. And Sar's fired over from close range. He maybe could have done better there. The Watford man, he's got experience of playing in the Premier League, of course. Last couple of years, he's done well when he's played in the Premier League. But anyway, I think VAR may have just been checking that. It did hit Stones' arm. It came back off his leg.
Check for possible.
And I think the check must be over, is it? It is over, yeah. I didn't think it was.
Yeah.
It's hit his leg and then bounced up and hit his arm. And usually that's not a penalty, is it? Because, you know, he's not aware of it. He hasn't moved his arm towards the ball. But the big chance there was for Ismail Assar. He could have maybe done a bit better. He couldn't keep it down. He was under pressure from Pickford and he didn't have a lot of time to react. But that was the best chance for Senegal so far. But that's probably the clearest chance of the game so far. It all started with a poor ball out from Harry Maguire. We just said how well he's played. And he has played well, but that wasn't a very good ball out of defence there. Anyway, Senegal now trying to come forward over on that far side, but that was gone out for a throw to England on halfway. Luke Shaw takes it. The England fans not looking quite as happy and dancey as the Senegal fans. But anyway, that's just living in England does that to you, I'm afraid. Anyway, Kyle Walker now on his near side plays the ball back to John Stones. So we played, nearly 24 minutes. England have been the much better team in terms of possession. We've had the ball, a couple of good crosses into the box at the other end, but Senegal have had the clearest chance there. And it was a really good chance there for Sarr, and he couldn't find the target. So that's the threat that there is. You know, we made one mistake at the back and we almost got punished.
Yeah.
So, you know, we need to make sure that I see Maguire again has tried to play a ball through and we've lost it. Ball played through, but that time it was good covering actually from Declan Rice. He seems to drop in there, doesn't he, pretty well. When one of our defenders goes forward, whether it's Stones or whether it's Maguire, Declan Rice tends to drop in, doesn't he, there, and cover. And he did a good covering job there, Rice. Won the ball back for England, and now it's with John Stones. So we're just over halfway through this first half. Very, very few chances, as you would expect in a knockout game. They don't tend to be very open, do they, early on? But England had that one chance, that header from John Stones, which bounced off his shoulder, and then straight after, Ismail Assar fired over from close range for Senegal. He did claim a penalty off a handball from John Stones, but although it did hit his arm, it clearly wasn't a penalty. And we remain at 0-0. John Stones now in possession with the ball at his feet, finds Kyle Walker on this near side, plays it in to Jordan Henderson. Senegal are pressing us at times, but when they press us and put us under pressure, we panic a little bit. Yeah. But anyway, we are a little bit of space now for Henderson on this near side. He's got Bukayo Saka in front of him. He finds Bukayo Saka, plays it back into Declan Rice. There's a bit of space over that far side for Luke Shaw. Shaw now with the ball finds Bellingham, who's not been in the game the last few minutes after a bright start, but he's done well there. Despite Declan Rice, plays it square to Stones inside the centre circle. Again, England keeping possession, but going backwards and sideways rather than in behind. But again, it's patient possession, isn't it? Saka now's popped up over on that left-hand side. Nice 1-2 with Foden. Saka now, I say he's over there for some reason. What he's doing over that side. But anyway, he tried to play the ball through to Foden again, but it's well defended by Senegal. And it's going to be a throw to England over on the far side, which Ndiaye there was complaining he was fouled by Declan Rice, but the referee having none of it. And England have got a throw which they've taken. With Declan Rice again inside the centre circle, finds John Stones looking for a bit of movement in front of him. In the end, Kyle Walker plays it back to Pickford. It wasn't a great ball actually back to Pickford, but he had plenty of time to get it under control and just play it short to Harry Maguire. And gets it back again at Jordan Pickford, all in yellow tonight.
He's going to lob it.
Well, he wants to lob it forward, but no, I don't know if he's got.
I thought he was going to.
Well, I don't think there was any options up there, maybe. So England is playing percentages of it, trying to keep the ball, but they've given away by John Stones again. A couple of balls out the back actually from our defenders haven't been great, and that was what led to the big chance that Senegal had about 5 minutes ago. So we just need to be a bit more careful with our balls out of the back. That with Jordan Henderson now going to take a throw for England on this near side in the attacking third of the pitch. An opportunity for England to maybe get the ball in towards that Senegal penalty area, which it hasn't been. We haven't been up this end of the pitch for a while now after a good spell about 10 minutes before that. And again, we've gone backwards. It's with Harry Maguire now inside at the centre circle. Pings it out to the far side to Luke Shaw. Now it's back again with Harry Maguire. And John Stones again inside the centre circle. Plays it forward to Jordan Henderson. Gets it back again. I don't know what the possession stats are. England will be miles ahead, but
what they're doing with it though.
It's just safe possession, as you tend to get with England. It's very typical the way that England play, but that's better ball up the line. Suddenly now England moving the ball a bit quicker. Luke Shaw plays it to Foden over on that far side. Foden's not really had much impact on this game as yet. He's not really had the ball that much. That's why. He did okay then, though, kept possession, and now it's Jude Bellingham again. Plays it back again. We're inside our own half again with Harry Maguire. We just keep in possession, which is fine. But at some point or other, I want to see us maybe take a risk or two. Anyway, this is a long ball from John Stones looking to pick out. Kyle Walker heads it forward, but the linesman said it had gone out of play already. He did find Saka with that header, but the ball's already out, and it is going to be a throw to Senegal. It is still 0-0. We have played 28 and a half minutes. No goals as yet. And not really too many chances for either side, it has to be said. There was that header from John Stone. One of the Senegal players has gone down. It was Bukayo Saka. He had it looked like he maybe ran into Saka there. I'm not really sure what that was about. It's Mendy, not the goalkeeper Mendy. It's
the other Mendy.
Nepal's Mendy instead, but not quite sure what happened there. I mean, Bukayo Saka isn't the type of player to go around elbowing players, is he? Let's be honest. So I'm sure he just ran into him by accident. And in fact, Senegal just won a free kick there. John Stones maybe a little bit too tight there to the Senegal player. He's going to be a free kick, which is going to be just inside the England half on this near side, only just inside the England half. Taken there by Diallo, plays it square to Koulibaly, the Chelsea side. And of course, this season, his first season in the Premier League, he's had a bit of a shaky start, as have Chelsea all round really, haven't they? Anyway, Senegal now are coming forward with Mendy. Pings the ball out to the far side. This is better from the African champions, looking to try to get a foothold in this game. They've not really had too much possession in England's half, but they have now. They're coming forward again over on that far side. It's a good run. It's a really good run actually there, but he's dispossessed there. It was Sis, he's dispossessed, and then Mendy picks it up again, plays it out to the far side. This is probably one of the longest spells of possession that Senegal have had in England's half. And we've played half an hour. This is nice, though, from the Africans. Can they get the ball into the box? It's Ndidi there. Plays it back. And they're still in possession, Senegal, knocking the ball around. England aren't really pressing them too much. They've got plenty of time. And now Jordan Henderson's pressing from the front there. And in the end, Senegal go all the way back to goalkeeper Mendy. So that little bit of possession there from Senegal ended in the way that much of England's possession has ended, back where they had their own goalkeeper. But they're coming forward again over on the far side. And so this is definitely the longest spell of possession that Senegal have had so far. There's a long ball there over the top, actually looking for the run in behind, but Kyle Walker's there. Heads it away and Saka's there. Oh, that's poor from Saka, actually. He's given the ball away. It looked like he may have been a handball, but the referee says play on. And suddenly Senegal inside, the penalty shot comes in. Oh, brilliant save from Pickford. God. Strong right hand there from the England goalkeepers, kept that ball out. That was all England's own doing there. It was Saka actually initially gave the ball away, a poor touch from him. And suddenly they were in it. It was Sarr was inside the box there. England didn't really defend that particularly. It was a lovely ball in from Sarr. It found Dyer, and it was a very good save actually from Pickford. Strong right hand there, managed to palm the ball away. Quite a similar save, a little bit further away there. Very similar save to the one that Emi Martinez made in the last moments of the Argentina game last night, actually. It was slightly closer into the goal, that one. But that was a good save from Pickford, actually. A really good save. As Terry says there, a good save. Pickford, yeah, it was a really good save. Yeah. It needed to be as well.
Yeah, it did. That defence was just
that was some bad defending there. It was Saka, unfortunately. We have to say it was Saka's fault. He gave the ball away and then he put England in trouble. And it needed a really good save, actually, from Pickford. So really, although England have had more possession in this game, Senegal have had the two best chances. Yeah, they've had the two best chances. And, you know, they'll probably feel a little bit unfortunate that they're not in front.
That's two good chances.
Yeah, they've had two. Yeah, we haven't really any chances yet for all our possession and a couple of decent crosses into the box. We haven't really had a clear chance at goal, and they've had 2. So that's been the story so far this opening 32 and a half minutes. England are coming forward again. It's obviously a very tight game. We expected it to be. Yeah. Harry Kane's done well though over on that far side, but again, there's a Senegal defender around the box. Saka trying to make up for that mistake just a moment ago. Tried to get in there, but the ball just bounced away from him. That was a bit better from England. Harry Kane did well.
He did.
And played the ball across. Saka made a good run into the box, but it was good defending actually from Diallo again. Just got in front of Saka, blocked him off, and now it's going to be a free kick to Senegal on halfway. It was Sabali there, and the Senegal fans are still dancing. Of course, they've got 1 lion and we've got 3 lions, so maybe we should win 3-1. The number of lions that there are on the badges, but anyway, so far it's still 0-0. So, but the Senegal lion there in the crowd was dancing away. Must be quite hot in that costume, I would have thought.
Boiling.
Especially, the temperatures in Qatar, as we know, are very, very warm, which is why they've had to play in December. And even in December, it's warm in Qatar, isn't it? So I wouldn't like to be in that lion costume. But anyway, fair play to the person that's in there. Anyway, Senegal are in possession now inside their own half with Diallo, plays it out to that far side. So Koulibaly just crossing halfway into the England half, plays the ball up the far side, but it's overhit. It's a poor ball, and it's going to be a goal kick to England into the last 11 minutes of this first half. They're just showing that save again from Jordan Pickford. That was going in. That shot actually just hit the bottom of his arm. But yeah, his arm was just really had a strong arm, and actually he did well there, Jordan Pickford. That is a really good save, and an important save as well, because if we'd gone behind at that stage, it'd be really, really difficult to find a way back. So that was such an important save that from Pickford. That's what I said. His club form's not always been great for Everton, has it? But he certainly never let England down, and he certainly didn't. But we've just given the ball away again. We've given it away 3 or 4 times in this first half, and every time it's caused us problems. Again, it's Ismaila Sarr. Now it's with Jacobs on this near side. Jacobs has done well, got past Kyle Walker, puts a cross in. Good defensive header that time from Stones, and then Saka tries to tidy up, but it's going to go out for a throw to Senegal in the England attacking half. This is some shaky moments for England actually in this first half. Some of our passing out of defence has been poor, and it's the problems that we've had, we've caused ourselves really. But we have just managed to win that ball back again. Kyle Walker plays it forward, looking for Harry Kane. He's got a defender Diallo around him. He's done well, Harry Kane actually. He's done really well, but his attempted pass has hit a Senegal defender. But Saka plays it forward. It's come back to Harry Kane now, and he does play that ball this time over to the far side to Luke Shaw. Plays it forward into Phil Foden, who's struggling to get much impact in this game, but he's done well there. Found Luke Shaw over on that far side. Now it's into Bellingham. After a bright start, hardly touched the ball for 10 minutes. Now it's back with Harry Maguire. No, sorry, Declan Rice. Now it's with Harry Maguire. They've got very similar hair, actually, them two. It's a bit confusing. Anyway, Kyle Walker now in possession on this near side. Plays the ball over the top, looking for Saka. But again, it's defended well by Jacobs that time. And now it's Ismaila Sarr, who's actually looked really lively for Senegal. He's done well again. He's got past Kyle Walker, Ismaila Sarr, and then Kyle Walker pulls him back. And that may well be a yellow card for the England right back. He's looking lively, actually, Ismaila Sarr. We know his quality from his Premier League days at Watford. A player that, I wouldn't have minded Arsenal signing at one point. It still probably wouldn't be a bad signing for Arsenal. He's got a lot of pace. He's got a lot of trickery, and he did really well there, actually, to get past. I mean, not many players get past Kyle Walker for pace, do they? But he has there, and then Kyle Walker's obviously pushed him in the back, and it is going to be a free kick to Senegal. The Senegal coaches saying it should have been a yellow card, and he's maybe got a point. It maybe should have been a yellow card, but anyway, it isn't. It is going to be a free kick to Senegal, and England have got some more defending to do. It's over on this near side, the Senegal left. It's about 20 yards in from the touchline. Good opportunity to get the ball into the box. Yeah, they are. Yeah, that's where Ismaila Sarr's been playing really. That Koulibaly, the captain, is telling him to wait until he gets forward. Everyone's lined up on the edge of the penalty area. This could be a dangerous moment for England as we come down towards the last 8 minutes of this first half. The free kick wasn't a great ball actually, headed away by Kyle Walker, I think it was. But Senegal do pick the ball up again. They're coming forward over on that far side. We haven't really managed to get the ball clear. And Senegal now looking to try to recycle it back into the box. It comes square now to Diarra. Comes forward, actually. He's done well. moves the ball forward. Diatta, got a runner outside him. This is good play for Senegal. Can they get the ball into the box? Diatta carries on his run, but the ball's overhit. Harry Maguire sees it out. It's going to be a goal kick. But Senegal have certainly looked very dangerous every time they've got the ball forward. It hasn't happened a great deal in this first half, but when it has done, they've looked much more likely to create opportunities to score, and they've had the best chances. And I say England haven't helped themselves with some poor balls out from the back. But this is a typical England knockout kind of performance, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's what tends to happen. But anyway, England are coming forward now. Harry Kane plays it through. Jude Bellingham just inside the Senegal. Plays it back to Jordan Henderson. It's 1-0. Jordan Henderson with the goal. Bellingham with the assist. A lot of people wondered why Jordan Henderson was getting picked in the team. Well, it's not often he gets goals for England, is it? But he did score in the last 16 at the Euros, and he scored in the last 16 at the World Cup. A really good counter-attacking goal that from England. First time we've got him behind that defence. Terry says 1-0 Henderson. Indeed, it is 1-0. And it is. We're going to put a little thing on. It is a goal. Jordan Henderson, it is, with the goal. An unlikely goal scorer in many ways, but just as Senegal was starting to look a little bit more dangerous and settling into the game, England on the counter-attack. Good play from Harry Kane. It was initially, played the ball through to Jude Bellingham. A lovely ball. Jude Bellingham took a touch, played it back to round about the penalty spot. Henderson made a run in and slotted it home. That was a brilliant play from Bellingham and a good finish from Henderson into the far corner. And England have got the lead against a run of play actually over the last 10 minutes or so, you have to say, but it doesn't matter. We have got ourselves in front. Terry says, Mr. Boring scored. Would you ever believe it? Well, exactly. It doesn't matter who scores, does it? We'll take it. And I say he did score in the last 16 in the Euros as well, didn't he, against Ukraine? So he has a habit of popping up with important goals from time to time. And this is a really important goal. Give us the lead. And we come down to the last 6 minutes until half time. That was a well-worked goal. Great play from Jude Bellingham. He's had a good first half, actually, but Senegal looking to come back straight away to get an equaliser inside the penalty area now, but that ball's gone out. Again, that was good defending from Harry Kane. Harry Maguire. There's too many Harrys in the England team. Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire done good defending there, actually, again. Senegal looked to bounce back straight away from conceding that goal. It was against a run of play at that stage in the game, actually, has to be said. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Sometimes that's what you need. The other teams start to get on top, have a bit more possession. There's a little bit more space in behind. And for the first time, we got in behind that defence. But really good play from Jude Bellingham. Lovely pullback. And it was Henderson. The Senegal fans are still dancing. They're not bothered, are they? They'll be dancing all night, I'm sure, regardless of the result. But it's gone England's way. England have got the lead. We're into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Not a bad time to score, is it, as we count down towards half-time? Saka now on his near side. Can England get another one now to kill this game off? Saka pulls it back. It's a good ball. Came to Harry Kane. Too high. And normally Harry Kane there's the sort of positions that he wants to find himself in. Good play from Saka it was down that near side. A nice touch. And it was a nice cross, actually. Pulled it back to around about the same place, actually, that Jordan Henderson scored from the other side. It was slightly behind Harry Kane. He had to adjust his footing. He was falling back. Difficult one to control, to be fair. And he fired it over the top of the crossbar. Still looking for his first World Cup goal, Harry Kane. And we've played, three games and nearly another half. That's unusual for him, isn't it, not to score at this point in a tournament. Anyway, he's got the ball now. Harry Kane finds Bukayo Saka again, running at that Senegal defence. A decent ball. It was just a little bit too high for Phil Foden. A good run, though, from Foden. The two England wide men combining there. It was Harry Kane who played it to Saka on his near side. He did well, waited for a run, and dinks a lovely ball in towards the run there of Foden, just too far ahead of him. And he couldn't quite get on the end of it. Terry says there, Kane, well overrated, get him off. Well, I mean, that's the only chance he's had. He's actually played quite well in the game. He's linking up.
Not score.
He's linking up the play. In fact, the World Cup he's done that. Yeah, he's linking up the play well. He's had, I think, 2 or 3 assists, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's not like Phil's a striker, is he?
He played. No, he's not. He had a big part in that goal as well. It was his ball through to Bellingham. So he's played well, actually, Harry Kane. But he hasn't got a goal yet in this World Cup. I'm sure he'll be frustrated about that. But he's certainly doing a good job for the team, which I suppose is more important at the end of the day, isn't it? Anyway, we are 1-0 up as we head down towards the last 2.5 minutes of this first half.
And
that's given away from Senegal.
Come on.
Bellingham again running at that. Senegal defence. He's played it in. Luke Shaw on the far side. The goalkeeper's come out. The angle was wide. And Luke Shaw couldn't get the ball back into the box. In fact, I think it might be a corner, actually. He went a little bit too far wide then, Luke Shaw. Not quite sure why he sort of went so wide. It was a lovely ball to him from Bellingham. Maybe his first touch, he didn't take it inside. And actually, it would have been
the ball was running away from him.
Yeah, he was running away from him a little bit. He's always stretching there. He had Harry Kane and Saka in the box. He tried to squeeze it past Mendy. In fact, it's good goalkeeping by Mendy.
Yeah, Mendy was there.
Because if that had gone across there, Saka would have had a tap in, actually. But anyway, it's a corner to England on the far side. Foden's going to take it, outswinger with his left foot, but it's headed away by Senegal defence. Saka puts it back into the box again. Harry Kane was offside, but the ball's come up this near side anyway. Jude Bellingham chases after it, but it is Senegal get it away, and it has gone out for a throw to England on this near side in front of the dugout. So it's Jordan Henderson with the breakthrough goal for England. Bellingham's assist. He's had a good World Cup, hasn't he, Jude Bellingham? And swept home by Jordan Henderson. And England
the crowd goes wild, yay!
The crowd goes wild, but that's not quite as wild as the Senegal fans. But anyway, England fans enjoyed that, and I'm sure everybody else has done. And it is 1-0. And there's an England fan with a plastic World Cup in the crowd and holding it up. And maybe England will be holding it up next in 2 weeks' time. Who knows? Maybe they will. It seems unlikely, but you never know. You never know. We are 1-0 up. And we are nearly at half time, so we're halfway to getting this job sorted here and looking forward to a meeting with France. But anyway, he's coming forward again. Declan Rice, he's done really well down this near side. Declan Rice, he needs support. He hasn't really got a lot of support. Runs the ball across the box, but there was nobody really there. You could see Declan Rice was running out of legs. He wanted some support there, really. He was waiting for people to get into the box. There wasn't really a lot of options in there. He tried to roll it across. Foden was coming over on the far side. It was never going to reach him. No. It's Koulibaly who's put it behind. It's another corner to England. We're finishing this half on top since the goal. And it's going to be Phil Foden with this corner. Bukayo Saka moves into the edge of the 6-yard box. Harry Maguire's inside the penalty area as well. John Stones, Harry Kane. Can England get a second goal on the stroke of half time? It'd be a good time to score it, wouldn't it?
It would.
The corner comes in. It's down towards the edge of the 6-yard box, looking for Harry Maguire, but it's headed out actually by Senegal. And it's going to go behind for a throw to England on that far side. So it's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time. And we've just got into that now. And it's been a good first half for England, of course, winning 1-0. You know, it hasn't always been a great performance at times. We've made some mistakes. We've given the ball away. And we've looked a little bit shaky at times. But we have got the goal. We've got the important breakthrough. And that's the main thing, isn't it? You know, the performance in knockout games isn't always that important, is it? The important thing is the result. And so far, so good for England. We're leading 1-0. We're into the final minute and a half of stoppage at the end of this first half. Coming forward again, Harry Kane on his near side. Surely he was fouled there, was he, by Diallo? Referee says no, and Senegal can try and come forward. But again, England have won the ball back, have they? No, they haven't, because Saka's conceded a foul on Ismaila Sarr. He's claiming he got the ball there, Saka, but the referee doesn't agree. We'll have a look here on the replay. In fact, Saka did get something on the ball, but I think that is a foul. I don't think you can really argue too much with it. It is a foul. And, he did maybe just get a touch on the ball, but he backed into the Watford man, and it is a free kick to Senegal. We're into the final minute of stoppages at the end of this first half, which, as things stand, would put us into another World Cup quarter-final. And we've had a few of them in recent times, haven't we? But not often going much further, do we, usually? 2 World Cup semi-final defeats in recent time. 1990, of course, and 2018. The only 2 times we've got past the quarter-final, other than 66, of course. Can we get to the quarter-finals this time? We've still got a bit of work to do in this game. Senegal are coming forward. That's a good header, though, by Kyle Walker. Saka plays it on. Senegal wins a header. We're coming up to the 2 minutes of stoppage time now. This will probably be Senegal's last opportunity of this first half to get themselves level. Down this near side again. It's Jacobs coming forward. Are they going to get an opportunity to get the ball in the box before half time? They do. The cross comes in towards the edge of the penalty. It's headed out by England, only as far as C. So now England got a chance for a counter-attack with Jude Bellingham, who's done really well inside the centre circle. That's the ball played out to Foden. Harry Kane is in.
Come on!
This is going to be 2-0. Surely Harry Kane's not going to miss this one. He hasn't missed. Harry Kane scored.
Harry.
Finally gets his first World Cup goal in stoppage time at the end of the first half. What a great counter-attack that was, actually. Really good play. Bellingham at the heart of it again. Found Phil Foden.
He's had a good
Foden played it across to Harry Kane. The Senegal fans now aren't dancing. And it is 2-0 to England. And surely now we are in the
Come on, lads. That's it, opened up.
2-0 it is to England. And what a way to finish the first half. It's Senegal looking to try and get the ball into the box there, but Jude Bellingham won it back. Brilliant from him. He's had a great first half, a good run forward actually. He found Phil Foden, first time ball back to Harry Kane, and Harry Kane doesn't often miss them, does he?
That was a good goal.
Running on goal there, just a keeper to beat. Took his time, kept his cool, and just fired it in. Not great positioning from Mendy in goal, it has to be said. Left a big gap, but he's hit that straight down the middle, across the goalkeeper into the far corner, and England are now almost there. Terry says they're 2-0 Tom Daly. He does like a dive. You was going to take him off a minute ago, but anyway, he's now scored. So glad we didn't take him off.
Well, exactly.
We said he would get a goal in the knockout. He's not going to go a World Cup without scoring, is he? And he hasn't done. And in fact, it is half time. That was the final action of the first half. It is England 2, Senegal 0. That's not a bad first half, is it? What more could we want? I say it wasn't always a smooth performance from England, but when you get the result, it doesn't matter, does it? 2-0 up. Yes, it's only half time, and Senegal have had one or two opportunities themselves. In fact, they had the two best chances before we scored. Ismail Assar put one over the bar, and Jordan Pickford made a really, really good save to deny Dyer. So, good performance in the end from England. We 2-0 up. What more do you want, really? I mean, brilliant stuff. So let's see what happens in the rest of it, though. In the second half. No, I don't think. No. But 2-0 at half time. That's not bad, is it? We'll certainly take that. And let's hope that the second half goes as well. And we'll be playing France in the quarter final, which I think is when is the quarter final? Let's have a look. Can't remember when it is now. Where are we? So we've got the knockout stage. Let's have a look. Saturday at 7 o'clock. So that's going to be interesting, isn't it? So if this stays at 2-0, we'll be playing France next Saturday at 7 o'clock, the 10th of December, in the quarter final. So that's going to be good, isn't it? So we look forward to that. The quarter final, there's 2 on Friday and 2 on Saturday, and ours will be the last one. So that'll be good. But it's only half time. Let's not get too excited. Let's not get too carried away yet. There's plenty of time, plenty of things that could go wrong. And we saw in the first half there, a little bit sloppy at times. We gave the ball away 1 or 2 times, didn't we? Created a few problems for ourselves. But anyway, the good thing is we're 2-0 up, and that's the most important thing, isn't it? When it comes to, knockout games, sometimes the performance isn't always the most important thing. The important thing is getting the results and going through to the next round. And so far, so good. 2 really good goals as well. 2 really good counter-attacking goals, and that's what we needed, wasn't it? So that's great. Terry says he wants a coffee, no sugar. We don't really drink coffee, do we? No, we probably have got some, haven't we? Somewhere in that cupboard. Yeah. No one really drinks coffee. No, we don't really drink coffee, but we might have some old out-of-date coffee somewhere. Well, it won't be off. It would just be a little bit.
Not by now.
Well, I don't know if it's off, but we've had it for a while. We don't drink coffee, unfortunately. So, we don't tend to stock it much in the house very often. But coffee is not a green. You can have a green tea. We've got green tea or normal tea. That seems to be about what we've got. but not coffee, I'm afraid. You don't do sugar though. We don't have sugar either. So.
But sugar there, but
Yeah,
it's not for us really.
Yeah, we don't really take sugar either. So.
No, not the tree.
No. So yeah, good stuff. But it is 2-0 to England, and that's the main thing, isn't it? And that's what we want to see. And hopefully we can finish this job. I say every Saturday we'll play France, Saturday night at 7 o'clock. So
my God,
that'll be something to look forward to, won't it? Quarter final of the World Cup. But yeah, we're not going to. Yeah, we're not going to get too carried away yet because I say this is England, and we've seen we've seen enough of England over the years to not get too excited. Quite yet, it is only half time, but certainly so far so good. We certainly couldn't have anticipated being 2-0 up. But I say we very rarely do things the easy way. We very rarely make it comfortable, do we? Anyway, Terry says there. We're the same with tea at my house. Yeah, we just don't drink coffee really. So I personally don't really like coffee actually. So
I don't mind it, but I'm a tea drinker.
A good cup of tea is fine. That's sorts you out. Really, that's all you need in life, isn't it? A nice cup of tea. But yeah, they just showed the goals again. Henderson with that first goal, great counter attack, and then Harry Kane with the second. Jude Bellingham playing a big part in both the goals actually, but it's Foden with the assist for the second goal, and Harry Kane with the finish. It was always likely he was going to score tonight, wasn't it? At some stage, just. It's Harry Kane. It's a World Cup. What do you expect? Another goal at a tournament for him. So what's that? Is that 8 now he's got in tournaments? He got 6 at the 2018 World Cup, didn't he? He got, was it 4 at the Euro? No, 3. Was it 3 at the Euros? Oh, that might be 10 he's got now then. Because he got 2 against Ukraine in the Euros, didn't he? 1 against, was it Germany? I know Denmark. He got 1 against Denmark, didn't he? Yeah, so he's probably got 10, which is a record, isn't it? Because Lineker got 10 tournament goals for England, didn't he, at the World Cup? He got 6 in 86 and 4 in 90, didn't he? So Harry Kane will be not far off that, will he now? That might well be his 10th tournament goal. Obviously, that does include the Euros as well. Obviously, Lineker's was just at World Cups. But he got 6. It's his 7th World Cup goal for England, isn't it, Harry Kane? So, it's not bad, is it? He's still got time to get some more. And he's still got time in this World Cup. It looks like we're going to get at least one more game by the look of it now, unless the second half is a complete disaster. But great play again from Bellingham. Not only did he have so strength there, he showed good awareness to pick out Phil Foden. And he showed good awareness as well to pick out Harry Kane, because he could have tried to go himself and gone for goal.
Yeah,
Phil Foden. Having scored in the last game, and he just played it straight inside. I mean, Kane was free. It was the right ball.
Yeah.
And Harry Kane, I say, he doesn't often miss, does he, in those positions?
That was a good goal, actually.
It was a good goal, yeah. It was a great counter-attack all the way around.
Do you think Southgate might make any substitutions, or do you think the stay
No, I don't think
what
he will. Yeah, not yet, he won't. I think he'll keep it as it is for the time being. I mean, we're playing well, aren't we? So we're in a strong position. Yeah, but we're in a strong position now. So I think
2 up now.
I think he'll keep it as it is for now, and then maybe
bring some on.
Maybe bring some on. Yeah, I think defensively we've made a few mistakes, giving the ball away, but I'm not sure if we'll make too many defensive changes, if I'm honest. You look at the defenders on the bench, they're nowhere near as strong as the defenders. Well, I mean, obviously Trippier is one, but I mean, Walker's not done too bad. It's not really Walker that's been the problem, is it? If we're honest, it's more playing the ball out of the back. Maguire and Stones have made a few mistakes, but they've been solid defensively as well, haven't they? I mean, Saka gave the ball away there for the big chance that they had, which produced that great save. Actually, that was maybe the turning point in this game. Actually, because if Senegal had scored at that point when they were sort of on top, actually in that stage of the game, if they'd scored then and gone 1-0 up, I think that would have made it a really, really tricky night for England. And it wasn't long after that, was it, when we got the goal at the other end? So that Jordan Pickford save has actually been perhaps the turning point in the game. Actually, the real big moment where maybe the momentum of the game started to shift back to England. So yeah, that was a big moment from Pickford actually, and I think that needs to be, he's has his critics as well, hasn't he, Jordan Pickford?
That drink something, what a waste.
Well, this man,
it
is stupid. Yeah,
I wouldn't throw my drink.
No, not when it costs about a tenner. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're not going to throw that away, are you?
No.
It's mental.
I reckon they've got drinks on their table that's just like water that they've got out of the toilet. Yeah.
Throw that up.
Yeah. There's no way you're throwing out. You're throwing a pint of beer that costs £8. You're not throwing that up in the way. Absolutely no chance. Sure. Oh, and I just filled a bottle like the glass up with like water out the toilet
and
throw.
that.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Or even that, I don't want to get really wet.
Well, no, but I'm sure that's what they do. You've got to be mental to throw your drinking.
Well, we went to see England when we're in
Scotland.
Yeah. They were just chucking that. They were chucking that beers up.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Yeah.
They don't really put it on me.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Where's the beer?
But I'm pretty sure not everyone who throws it. You're not going to throw beer every time you score, are you?
Well,
I mean, maybe that's why Gareth Southgate plays so negatively, because he doesn't want England to score 6 goals, because that'll be a lot of beer being thrown. And when we did score 6 against Iran, obviously the game was during the day, so there wouldn't have been too many people drinking. I wouldn't have thought, because the game was early, wasn't it? The Iran game, lunchtime. So, but anyway, England are 2-0 up and looking good to make the quarterfinals, which will be great, wouldn't it? But there is still 45 minutes left, so let's not get too excited. The next goal, if there is going to be another goal, the next goal would be the crucial one, wouldn't it? If Senegal get one back, it makes it 2-1. Suddenly, the whole momentum of the game changes, doesn't it? And we may get a little bit nervy, but if we get the next goal 3-0, that's game over, isn't it? Done and dusted. We're there. There's no way Senegal are scoring 3 goals in this game. You almost wonder, could they score 2? They haven't scored many goals in this tournament, are they? Missing, of course, their best player, Sadio Mane. But 2-1 makes a big difference. It would make a massive difference. So we need to be steady at the start of the second half. Shane's in the chat. How you doing, Shane? He says, "Hi, Richard. Do you think the English players feel pressure more than players from other top nations? They're slow to get going. I think they could win the World Cup if they had more confidence." I mean,
well, have got quality players.
Yeah, I don't know if we feel more pressure than other the top countries. I think we probably notice that pressure more because it's our country. I know it's not your country, Shane, but I mean it's our country. So I think we look at it as though it's more pressure because England have only won one tournament ever a long time ago. So I suppose there is pressure in that sense. I mean, a lot of them other big nations, Brazil have won the World Cup more recently. Germany, of course, have won lots. France, the holders. Argentina have won the World Cup 2 or 3 times. So they've all won tournaments. So maybe the pressure isn't quite as much on them, possibly for that reason. Whereas, we've been such a long time without winning anything that maybe the longer it goes on, the more pressure there is on England to do well at a tournament, to win something. So maybe that's a point you've got. I mean, we do look like we play with pressure all the time. And is that, I don't think that's just Southgate. I think that's always been the case.
The players maybe put it on themselves because they really want to win.
Yeah, I think maybe there is an extra pressure on England from that sense. And I don't think it's just Southgate. I don't think it's just this England team. I think that's been the case for a long time, hasn't it? Most tournaments that you look at with England, we always look as though we're playing within ourselves mostly. Not very often that we've played free-flowing football at a tournament. Euro 96, probably the last time I can remember I was really at a tournament playing good football, confident football, as though we believe we could win it. And other than that, we do look. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe if we had a little bit more belief, confidence and belief, maybe if we had that, maybe we would be able to finally win something. But that comes from the manager as well, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The manager's got to instill that belief in the players. And, what's Southgate ever done? What did he ever do as a player? What's he done as a manager? Very little. So it's not like he can know how to instill that confidence in them and that belief, because he doesn't have that winning experience, that winning mentality himself, does he, from his own career? His most famous moment was missing that penalty in Euro 96, wasn't it? Unfortunately, that's what he'll always be remembered for. And it's difficult, isn't it? If you've got a manager like, say, France, have got Didier Deschamps as their manager, he's won everything. He won everything as a player. And he knows what that mentality, what it takes. And that maybe makes a difference. And maybe that's what England need. Maybe it's difficult to find an English manager that's won all those things, because there probably isn't one, is there? And then you ended up looking at a foreign manager, which hasn't really worked out before. And I still believe England should have an English manager. I think every team should have a manager of that nationality. I just think they understand the country, they understand the fans. And I just think it makes more sense. I know you can't always do it, but it's difficult to find an English manager who's got that experience, I suppose, isn't it? Because England haven't won anything. But maybe you're right. Maybe if we had a little bit more belief in ourselves, maybe we would do better. Anyway, it looks like there's 3 substitutions for Senegal at half-time. They're not happy, are they? Cisse, Diatta and Ndiaye are going off. and another Sar's coming on, which makes life a bit more tricky, doesn't it? So the other Sar, which is Pepe Meta Sar, he's coming on. Bamba's coming on, and Gay's coming on as well. Pepper Gay, Pepe Meta Sar, and who's the other one? Bamba. La Bamba. No, he's just Bamba, not La Bamba. So he's coming on as well. So yeah, they're the three. So obviously their manager had enough of what he saw in that first half from Senegal, or maybe he just changed it because now they need 2 goals as a minimum. So maybe he's decided to change things around a little bit. And that's what he's done. So there's 3 substitutes on for Senegal at half time. So we might see a slightly different approach from Senegal in the second half. They certainly need something different, don't they? If they are going to get back into this game, they need to be. They need to take a few more risks, get a few more players forward. But that will play into our hands, won't it, if that's the case? Terry says Southgate made a good pizza advert. With Stuart Pearce. No, he did. Yeah, that was after Euro '96, wasn't it? It was a good pizza advert back in the day, of course. But yeah, that's the 2 things he's most famous for. Is it missing that penalty and that pizza advert, probably? But anyway, he'll be very famous if he wins the World Cup for us, won't he? So that'll make up for it all, won't it? But yeah, he obviously
known for his waistcoats as well.
And he is, but that's not really him, is it? That's just his stylist, I suppose, that decided to make him wear him. He hasn't worn this World Cup, actually. Maybe
has he not got one on?
Maybe he realised they were unlucky.
I haven't even noticed, to be fair.
No, I haven't really seen much of him, actually. It's too hot to wear a waistcoat in Qatar.
Well, that's true.
So you probably would have wear a little short sleeve shirt, I would have thought. Anyway, England straight away at the start of the second half coming forward. Phil Foden on his near side. He hadn't really had a big impact in that first half, Phil Foden. No fault of his own. He didn't really get on the ball, but he did have an assist for that second goal. He had 1 or 2 bright moments as well. And England have got themselves in a very, very strong position in this game. We are now attacking a goal to our left in this second half, which is the end where most of the England supporters are, behind that goal where we're attacking in this second half. The Senegal fans were behind the other goal, mate. There are some England fans behind that goal as well. Anyway, Senegal coming forward now, but not for very long because Luke Shaw has just won the ball back for England. We've played a minute of the second half. Luke Shaw goes long up this near side, looking for Harry Kane. Got that second goal right on half time, didn't he? I say his first goal at the tournament, and it's going to be a throw now to England on this near side. Senegal claiming a free kick there. It was Bamba Dieng, who's just come on. Their substitute, number 20. And he thought he was fouled, but he wasn't. And it's a throw to England. John says, this is a practice game. England too good for Senegal. Yeah, well, you'd hope so. I think they've given us a few problems before we scored, actually, didn't they? But it's looking more like a practice game now. We're 2-0 up. But we have to be careful. I say the next goal is going to be crucial. Shane said, should you start a 3 at the back? To get Foden more central. I don't know. I mean, I don't think the shape of the team's the problem. I just think maybe a lot of the balls come down the right-hand side, hasn't it, more? You know, Saka's had a lot more of the ball than Foden in that first half. But I say Foden helped to create that second goal, didn't he? So I don't think the shape of the team's wrong. I quite like the shape that we've got. You know, obviously, Declan Rice is sitting in front of the defence, isn't he? Which is allowing Henderson and Bellingham to go forward a little bit more, and we just need to maybe get the ball out to the left a bit more. But now Saka over on that far side, that's a good ball. We're back in again over on that far side, chipped in towards a penalty spot. It was Henderson over on that far side.
Oh, it's not there. Come on,
Declan Rice sent it back into the penalty. That was a good play again from England. Saka did well, found Jordan Henderson. No one really in the box attacking the cross zone. That's been a bit of an issue that we've had, isn't it? We don't tend to commit too many men forward when we're attacking like that. I mean, that's a good ball actually. Bellingham again over on this near side. England looking for the third goal, which will actually seal it. Good defending actually there. I think that's the other substitute, Sarr actually. Pepe Meta Sarr. Good defensive play there. It was on Jude Bellingham. Maybe that's what he's been brought on for, because Bellingham had a big impact in that first half. And maybe he's been brought on to maybe keep an eye on him. And he certainly did well there. But Senegal now looking to come forward over on that far side. But that's a poor ball forward. John Stones now in possession. Plays it back to Harry Maguire. Now it's out to that far side to Kyle Walker. Plays it back to John Stones. Gets it back again. England just looking to keep possession, really. Now, Declan Rice inside the centre circle. 2 Senegal players around him. He does really well, actually, Declan Rice, and finds Luke Shaw on his near side. Pinged it in towards Bellingham. But again, Sar's picked up, but Saka's won it back. Harry Kane plays it into Bellingham again. Bellingham running through. Good defending actually that time from Koulibaly. It looks as though England are going to be in now. Koulibaly is bringing it forward for Senegal over on that far side. Looking to find a way back into this last 16 games. Senegal, they are 2-0 down. We've played nearly 4 minutes of the second half. No real chances yet since half-time. Senegal desperately need to find a goal, don't they, to get themselves back in this game.
Yeah,
coming forward now, this near side. That's a good ball. Cross comes in towards the penalty spot. England just about clear it. The shot comes in from distance, but it's gone wide. And that was a little bit more threatening now from Senegal. And their fans are still dancing, actually. They are still dancing. Not with quite as much enthusiasm as they were. And that was a good ball, actually, up this near side. It was a cross came in there from Sabali. It was half cleared away. And then the shot came in from Sarr again. Pepe Meta Sarr, who's already had he's only been on the pitch 4 minutes since half time. He's already been involved a couple of times for Senegal. So maybe he might be looking to make an impact for them. Anyway, Luke Shaw now in possession for England. Plays it back to Harry Maguire. And he goes back to Jordan Pickford. England just really need to manage this game in the second half, don't we? That's what we need to do, really. Just manage the game well, and then we'll be through. Don't do anything silly. Don't take too many. I know we want England to take risks sometimes, but not now when we're 2-0 up. We just need to keep possession, play it sensibly.
Come on.
Carl Walker now down that far side, trying to get him behind.
He's too fast, him.
And he's done well, actually, there, hasn't he? Jacobs, their fullback, 14. Jacobs. He's done well, yeah. Ismail Jacobs, his name is, and he plays for Monaco in France.
All right. He's very fast.
He is very fast, yeah. I mean, I say not many players can keep up with Carl Walker. He's done it a couple of times. Oh, Harry Kane nearly put Bukayo Saka in there. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? A Bukayo Saka goal would put him level on the Golden Boot with 3 goals, wouldn't it? Terry says, Mrs. B looks like she's modelling your sofa. It is very comfortable, actually.
Lovely sofa.
Yeah.
It is comfy, like.
From SCS, but don't get it from there because it took
about
4 months to get it delivered. So we had to live upstairs for the first 4 months because the sofa didn't get delivered. But anyway, it is a nice sofa. It just took a long time to get delivered. But other sofa shops are available. So anyway, it's a throw to England. We played 51 minutes.
He definitely hasn't got a waistcoat on.
No, he hasn't. No, it's too hot for a waistcoat. You can't wear a waistcoat.
No, he's got a jacket on.
Nobody
wears
hot
for a jacket.
They wear sheets in Qatar because it keeps them cool, isn't it? They wear cotton sheets because it's too hot otherwise. Anyway, it's a throw to tea towel. Well, just to keep their head cool, isn't it? Anyway, it's a throw again to England in the attacking third.
These lot are thinking, am I going to get on or not?
And the substitutes, Jack Grealish needs to pull his socks up.
He never has full socks, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's getting his shirt on. Maybe he's thinking of coming on himself. Maybe he's going to bring himself on, Jack Grealish. Anyway, England coming forward again.
I want to go.
Harry Kane has put through to Luke Shaw, but the ball fell behind him. Jude Bellingham now, just inside the penalty area, plays it back. Oh, it wasn't a great ball, actually. But again, England keep possession. Harry Kane picks it up for England. This is good pressure now from England. Now it's out to Carl Walker. Bukayo Saka over on that far side. Bukayo Saka can run at that Senegal defence, cuts back in onto his left foot, brought back across, plays it to Carl Walker instead. Now it's with Jordan Henderson back in to Saka again. England now looking a lot more dangerous in this second half. We haven't really come forward too much up until now, but we are now. Phil Foden plays it back to Luke Shaw. Harry Maguire. Well, Harry Maguire almost caught in possession there, actually. That was a little bit dangerous. It was Bamba Dieng, and the ball's now gone back to Jordan Pickford. It just goes to show, we can be caught out if we're not careful. And Harry Maguire there again, put under pressure, looked a little bit shaky. But luckily England got away with that one. Now we're coming forward again. Phil Foden, a little bit of space in the centre. He's got Harry Kane just ahead of him. He tried to play the ball through to Harry Kane, but he didn't get that right. And it's ran through to Edouard Mendy, the Senegal goalkeeper. We played 53 minutes. Well, yeah, he's got a strange haircut.
He's got a very strange haircut,
doesn't he? But anyway, it's just him, and he likes it like that. Anyway, Mendy now plays the ball forward, headed on by Harry Maguire. But Senegal pick up possession again on this near side. But it was Bellingham there, won the ball back. It's going to be a throw to Senegal. It is still England 2, Senegal 0. The longer it stays like that, the better. But England now coming forward, maybe looking for another goal. Harry Kane's in. He's firing Bukayo Saka on the end of the area. Bukayo Saka inside the area, tries a shot. It's gone just wide. He claimed a deflection for a corner, but I don't think it's going to be. That's the first opportunity for Saka actually to get a shot away at goal. It was again a good counter attack from England. Harry Kane found Saka, got the ball onto his right foot, but it wasn't deflected. It was just going away from the goal. Not quite as strong on his right foot, is he, Bukayo Saka, unfortunately. But he certainly wasn't afraid to give it a go there and couldn't get his foot right round it and it went wide. But yeah, that was a good attack again though from England. Harry Kane heavily involved. And I say Saka with the final shot. Senegal now in possession over on the far side, looking to try, to find a goal which would change the complexion of this game. That's the ball over on that far side. I think it's going to run out. No, he isn't going to get it. As quick as he is Ismail Assar. He was never going to keep that in. And it's gone out for a goal kick to England. Senegal haven't really got going at the start of the second half yet. And they look a little bit deflated, understandably so, I suppose.
Still singing, shaking that. What about that shaking?
Shane says, I'd love to see Saka score the same with Martinelli when he played. But when Xhaka, Turner and Partey played, I couldn't be bothered. Just want to see our young guns doing well. I mean, yeah, to be honest with you, I've not generally looked at this World Cup from an Arsenal point of view, the Arsenal players.
You have, really?
No, not really, not from the Arsenal players. You've been talking about
Saka all the time?
No, but what I mean is, like, I've not really watched Brazil. I haven't watched one Brazil game yet. I don't really.
Oh, other players, you mean?
Yeah, other players in the other countries.
Oh,
I'm not really that. Only really Xhaka, I suppose. I've watched Switzerland play a couple of times.
Xhaka, don't you?
I want Xhaka to do well. I'm not saying I don't want the others to do well. I mean, if England don't win the World Cup, then if an Arsenal player's in the team that does win it, then I'll be happy enough with that. At least we'll have a World Cup winner again. But I've not really been following the Arsenal players at the World Cup generally. Obviously, the England Saka, yeah, but that's because he's playing for England. But Harry Kane was shot from distance, and Mendy manages to keep it out. But yeah, no, I mean, it'd be nice if Brazil win it, and we've got a few winners in that squad. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I suppose, but. If England don't win it, then I'm not really that bothered, if I'm totally honest.
No, I'll probably stop watching.
But probably watch the final because it's a World Cup final. You always watch the final, don't you? But yeah, I'll tend to lose interest in World Cup once England get knocked out, I must admit.
Me too.
Generally, and this one probably even more so, but let's see what happens. We should keep our interest for another week at least if we win this game, because I say we've got the quarter final on Saturday to look forward to, I suppose. So at least we've got another week of enjoying the World Cup for a bit longer. But no, I haven't really followed the others too much, really, if I'm honest, how the other Arsenal players have done. I know Martinelli played quite well the other night, didn't he, for Brazil? First game he started. But England now looking for another goal. Phil Foden down his near side. Saka scored! Oh, Saka has scored for England. His third goal in the tournament. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? That is beautiful to see. And it's Phil Foden with another assist. It's Phil Foden with another assist, and it is. Bukayo Saka. Wow, 3 goals at the World Cup for Bukayo Saka. That is it. England are through. There's more than half an hour to play. We said England don't often do it the easy way. We've done it the easy way this time. It is 3-0. Bukayo Saka with the third goal. It was Foden with the cross. You know, people maybe wondered why Rashford was left out for Saka, but we've just seen why. Brilliant play actually from Harry Kane initially, and then Foden took it on, skipped past the player. Look where Saka is, in the box where he needs to be. The cross came through to him, and that's a good little finish, just ahead of the goalkeeper, just flicked it in.
Foden, legs, actually.
Foden with 2 assists. That's a great little chippy finish. That's brilliant, that from Saka. That's his third goal in this World Cup. Wow. He's equal on the Golden Boot. Wouldn't it be amazing if Saka could win the Golden Boot at a World Cup? That would be incredible, wouldn't it? After what happened to him at the Euros, he's certainly made up for that now, hasn't he, in this World Cup?
Yes.
And he's justified his place in the team. So, brilliant from Gareth Southgate to have that faith in him, as we all have. Terry says they're 3-0 Saka. Indeed, it is 3-0 Saka. And 3 goals in the tournament for Saka as well. Let's see if we can get one more. Put him ahead of the Golden Boot. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Oh, wow.
There's still so many games left to play now, I'm sure.
Depends
Mbappe.
on what's still in it.
Mbappe got 2 today, didn't he? I know, is he on 4, Mbappe, or 3? I can't remember how many he's got.
He normally scores, doesn't he, Mbappe?
Yeah, he scored 2 today.
Yeah.
Actually, let's have a look, because I can't remember if how many Mbappe scored in the group. I thought he only scored 1, but he may have scored more. Let's have a look.
He would have scored more than
Top
that,
scorers,
surely.
let's have a look. Mbappe's actually got 5. Wow, Mbappe's got 5. Okay, so he's not joined, but he's joint second with Morata, Messi, Rashford, Giroud, Valencia, and Gakpo. So anyway, England coming forward again. He needs another 2 then to get the golden boot. But anyway, we don't really mind about that too much. Shane says, "Yeah, well done, star boy. Indeed, he is a star boy, and he's England's Player of the Year as well. So he's not just the Arsenal star boy. He's England's star boy as well, and he's just made it 3-0." And yes, brilliant from Bukayo Saka, and fantastic stuff from him. And England now got to thrive on that far side, looking for more goals. This game is done. Senegal are out. There's no way they're coming back from this position now. We said the first goal in the second half was going to be the decisive, and it's England that's got it. We are home and dry. We are going to be enjoying a quarter-final on Saturday against France, the holders. Wow. What an exciting evening that's going to be. I'm sure that game's going to be slightly more difficult than this one.
Yeah,
and I'm sure we're going to find it a little bit more tricky. But having said that, we must now be the top scorers in this tournament. We've got 12 goals in the World Cup. I don't think anyone's scored more than 12, have they? So it must be...
What team are we talking about?
Yeah, we must be the top goal scorers. Yeah, we've got 12 goals, haven't we, in this World Cup? So... which is good, We after that USA game where we could have played for like 5 hours and we'd never have scored. To be the World Cup's top scoring team at this point is pretty good, isn't it? And another 3 goals tonight. There's still half an hour left to maybe get some more, because I think Senegal
is just warming up there.
I think Senegal have gone.
Actually, they all are.
I think their head's gone. Senegal. I think they're done. They know they're done. And it's just now a matter of whether England can score a few more goals.
I think he brings some people on just to get them on.
Yeah, I think he will. Yeah, I think Grealish almost certainly come on. Rashford will almost certainly come on.
Yeah.
And players like that, I think that the changes will be made. Harry Kane's done well. Foden now, he's got himself 2 assists. Is he going to get himself a goal? No, he couldn't. He ran into a little bit of trouble there. Actually, the ball didn't quite fall very well for him, to be fair. Maybe it wasn't his fault. But it'd be nice for him to get a goal. He's had 2 great assists, actually.
Yeah.
So he perhaps deserves a goal as well, doesn't he, Phil Foden? He did score, of course, against Wales. Anyway, Senegal coming forward. That's a poor ball again, and I think Senegal are accepting their fate now, that they are out of the World Cup with just under half an hour still to play. It's all gone England's way in this game. 3 goals, Jordan Henderson, Harry Kane, and the latest one from Bukayo Saka. And yeah, good position from Saka. He got himself into the box. He was free, unmarked, and tucked it away beautifully well. And what a World Cup he's had, Bukayo Saka. He didn't play against Wales, did he? Well, he's having a great career. Well, I mean, he's got everything that you need, hasn't he? Obviously he's got the ability. He's a fantastic footballer, but he's got the right attitude as well.
Yeah, he's pretty humble, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very humble. He's
obviously he's got injury there.
Well, he's not injured at all, is he? I don't know what he's doing as Marla Sarr. Jack Grealish is coming on with his socks rolled down and his shorts pulled up like he's going dancing. I don't know what's the matter with him. Anyway, Jack Grealish is about to come on. Let's hope that Saka stays on, actually.
So who's he going to take off then? Ford?
Well, I don't know who's going to take off. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The Foden's had a good game, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, Saka now in possession again. Plays it out to Jordan Henderson. Maybe take Henderson off and just bring on a few more attacking players and win 6-0. But I don't think we'll do that because that's not Southgate's style, is it? But we'll see. Shane says there any players on yellow cards need to look at the France game now. Is this Walker's first? Now Walker played against was it Wales? He played or a game before? No, he played against Wales. I don't know if anyone has got a yellow card. Actually, I'm not sure if they have. But no, you might. That's a good point. We don't want anyone suspended, do we, for France? No, certainly none of the key players. But I'm not sure if England have got any yellow cards. Actually, I can't remember if we did. Did we get a yellow card in the group games? Nothing sticks to my mind. I haven't seen a graphic come up with yellow cards. In fact, Jordan Henderson has just gone down injured. I don't know whether this is going to alter the substitution, but it is Jack Grealish coming on anyway. Henderson's just gone down holding his knee, which isn't great, is it? Was he caught there or he was caught? Yeah, he was caught there by Gay, the substitute, on the back of the knee, which would be quite painful. But I'm not sure whether he's going to go off because of that or whether he'll be okay. But anyway, it's Jack Grealish coming on and Rashford as well. Rashford and Grealish are coming on. Terry says Tom Daly, Saka and Foden off.
Tom Daly.
Could be. Let's have a look. It is Saka going off.
Saka's going
Saka
off.
is going off. He's got himself another goal.
Well done.
Brilliant from him. And Foden's going off as well. Yeah.
So Saka and Foden.
Saka and Foden for Grealish and Rashford. So sort of like for likes in a way. They're going to fill those wide positions, aren't they?
Well,
Foden's had a good game as well, actually.
Yeah, well done.
2 assists from Foden. He's had a good night. Obviously, Rashford and Grealish are coming on. Rashford will be looking for another goal, won't he? Because he scored 3, and Grealish as well. He's got himself a goal at this World Cup as well, didn't he, against Iran? So we've certainly got goals in this squad, haven't we? And they've all their big names have been scoring, haven't they, in this World Cup? So and now Rashford and Grealish have got opportunity to add to that total. Good to see the England fans behind that goal, giving Saka and Foden a big cheer as they walk past, getting as they're going off. But they both had a great night, didn't they? A goal for Saka, 2 assists for Foden. Brilliant stuff. And England got a free kick. Henderson plays it square to Kyle Walker. Again, it's that one to the far post towards Harry Maguire, but in fact, Harry Maguire has committed a foul, which he's not quite sure about. But anyway, the referee is, and it's a free kick to Senegal. We played 65 minutes, and England are 3-0 up. England are through to the quarterfinals. No need for extra time, no need for penalties, no need for any of that nonsense tonight. We've got the job done comfortably. We've had a few shaky moments in that first half. We did 1 or 2 shaky moments, but brilliant save from Pickford at 0-0, which possibly was the turning point in this game. And since then, since we got that first goal from Jordan Henderson, it's just been very, very comfortable for England. And we are 3-0 up and moving in to the quarter-final, the 3rd tournament in a row where we've got to the quarter-final. And in the last 2, we've won the quarter-final. In the World Cup, we beat Sweden, of course, in 2018, and of course in the Euros in the quarterfinal. Of course, we beat. Who was it? We beat in the quarterfinal in the Euros. Actually, was that Ukraine? We must have done. Yeah, I think it was Ukraine. And then
I missed it.
Denmark was a semi-final.
I missed one.
Yeah, that was a semi-final.
Where did Schmeichel play for?
Yeah, Denmark.
Denmark.
That was extra time.
I missed that one, I think.
That was a semi-final, yeah, Denmark.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, that was in the semi-final. Harry Kane got the winning goal. He missed a penalty and scored a rebound, and we won. Obviously won that game. So, we've got a decent record in knockouts at recent tournaments, to be fair. And we're looking as though we're getting another victory here now tonight. And I say another World Cup quarter-final. Brilliant stuff. But I think we're going to have to play better than this against France.
Oh, France!
France have got brilliant individual players, but they've also got a real good, strong team as well, haven't they? So, that's obviously going to be a massive test. Now, if we manage to be able to beat France, and I don't think it's impossible. France are a very good team. It's going to be a very difficult game, and I think we're going to have to play better than we have done so far in this World Cup. Certainly defensively, we're going to be a lot more solid. But I certainly feel as though we could beat France. And if we did, then who would we fear that was left, after that? Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, let's see. That's going to be a big game, isn't it? A tough game. And we know that. But it's, we've done what we've had to do so far. We got a little bit sloppy, didn't we, in that Iran game towards the end? We were 4-0 up, got a bit casual, didn't we? Conceded those 2 goals. But they're the only 2 goals that we've conceded in the tournament. And since then, we have looked, we haven't conceded a goal since then. So although we've looked a little bit shaky at times, what more can you do? Just keep racking up them clean sheets. And tonight, really, this second half, Senegal have not even threatened. Jordan Pickford hasn't had anything to do. And we've got just over 20 minutes to play. That's how comfortable this game's been. And it really has been comfortable for England in the end. And I say there's still opportunity in this game to get a few more goals. But Senegal are coming forward now. This is one of a rare attack for them, a shot from distance blocked by Jordan Henderson. And England looking to try and get a counter attack, but Senegal picked the ball up again inside at the centre circle. But I think Senegal look a beaten team. Let's be honest, they do look as though they know they've lost this game, and I'm sure they'd like a consolation goal. I'm sure they would. And that cross comes in from the far side, but it lands on the roof of the net from Ismail Assar, and it is going to be a goal kick to England. And I say he made some good substitutions there, Gareth Southgate, because he's brought on a couple of players there who are going to be hungry to score a goal or two, aren't they? And you know, if we can add some more goals to this total, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? You know, with 20 minutes to play, if we can win 4 or 5-0, that'd be a real statement, wouldn't it, for everybody else in the tournament? You know, I'm not saying that Senegal are one of the strongest teams, because they're not, but they are the African champions, and they are a good side. And you know, not many teams will beat them as easily and comfortably as what we have. So, and if we get, I'd say, another goal or two, that would be great. John says there, a stroll in the park, good goal from Saka. Yeah, I mean, it has been. It's become a stroll in the park, hasn't it? I thought we had a shaky moment or two in that first half, but yeah, it's become very, very easy. And it's just now, can we add some more goals? And we might do here. Rashford over on that far side finds Henderson, who got it all going, didn't he, for England with that goal after about 35 minutes or so that started it all off. And since then, it has been very, very good stuff. Terry says it looks like the disco's finished. Yeah, the Senegal disco. Yeah, I think they've calmed themselves down a bit now, haven't they? I think they've lost a little bit of enthusiasm for it all, and you can understand why. They've been well beaten in the end in this game. But yeah, the party's over, isn't it, for Senegal? You know, they brought a lot to this World Cup, a lot of colour, a lot of noise. And, you know, they've done well. They got through the group, a fairly difficult group, obviously, with a hosting and stuff like that. It's always going to be tricky for them. They've done well, but tonight they've been well beaten, you have to say. And yeah, the party is definitely over for Senegal and their noisy fans. They're coming forward again now, though. You know, I'm sure they want to give their fans at least something to cheer in the final 20 minutes of this game, but that attack's just been broken down. Jack Grealish in a more defensive position does well, actually. Finds Declan Rice, who's then fouled by Gay, I think it was, and it is going to be. It isn't the Everton guy. He's actually suspended. It's the other guy who plays for Marseille. It's Pepe guy. Anyway, they're making another substitution now. Senegal are number 9, who's Dyer's going off. He had that big chance, didn't he, in that first half? He's going off, and it's number 19 is. Diadio. Yeah, Diadio. He's coming on anyway, and he plays for Alanyaspor, or I think a Turkish team. And it's Dyer who's gone off. So he had that big chance, didn't he?
Still dancing.
That was the moment, wasn't it, in that first half? His chance that was saved by Jordan Pickford, and that was it really. But yeah, they are still dancing, the Senegal fans.
Yeah,
fair play to them. And so if they did get a goal, at least it would give them something to cheer. But as Ismail Assar's just run the ball out of play over on that far side, and that is going to be an England throw. 18 minutes to play. I wonder if they're going to bring some more subs. I'd like to see maybe James Maddison get some minutes on the pitch.
Played, has he?
No, he hasn't played. Maybe Conor Gallagher as well. Give him some time on the pitch as well. You know, good players, good young players. We want to see them playing for England, don't we? And get some tournament experience. But whether Gareth Southgate is going to be that ambitious, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, Senegal are coming forward briefly. In fact, Senegal have won a free kick. I think it was Luke Shaw there, a little bit overly enthusiastic to try and win the ball back, has conceded a free kick on the edge of the area. And Senegal are going to get an opportunity to get the ball in the box anyway. Whether or not they're going to be able to get a goal back from it, we'll have to see. But it was Luke Shaw there with the foul on the substitute Bamba. And it is a free kick. Well, it's about 35 yards out. Really, would take a cracking finish this to go in the net from here. Actually, I think it's going to be Sarr. It's going to be Pepe Mara Sarr who's going to take this free kick. By the look of it, it's a long way out. Is he going to try for goal? It would be one of the goals of the tournament if he was to score from here. It's probably 40 yards out. Actually, it's a long way. Very central, very straight Is he going to try a shot? He does try a shot into the side net.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a good effort, to be
If
fair.
I was there though.
Yeah, he would have saved it, but it was
Yeah.
ambitious
Oh,
effort.
yeah.
But it's good to see a free kick from distance and nice. The nice goals aren't if they go. He got it round the wall, but Pickford had it covered.
Yeah,
he didn't even move his little arms out. He just
his
left
little
his little arms down by his side as he let the ball go around into the side netting. Nice and comfortable.
Oh, dear me.
And yeah, the Senegal fans, they're still dancing, but they're not looking quite as enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, they're a bit like this now.
They're just, if we've got to dance, we will. But yeah, they've definitely lost their enthusiasm. So maybe a goal back for them would lift their spirits a little bit. But we don't want that.
No, clean sheet.
We want a clean sheet, and we want to maybe get another goal. Actually, be nice. Another
clean
goal.
Sheet.
A 4-0 win would look good. I think it was Mason Mount. You see what he does. You see, and Calvin Phillips again. You see, why isn't he giving Maddison and Gallagher a game, and Callum Wilson? Why isn't he giving these? I know Callum Wilson's come on a couple of times in the tournament, but why isn't he giving Maddison and Gallagher time? Why is he giving the same old players? He knows what they can do. He knows what Mason Mount can do. He knows what Calvin Phillips can do. Why is he not looking at some of these other players in a game like this when you're 3-0 up? The game's done. Give them some opportunity to play in a World Cup, and also give them a chance to say, look, this is what I can do. If you need me in a quarter-final, this is what I can bring. And that's what he should be doing. And he isn't, again. And I don't know, I just think that's a waste. It really is a waste. We know what Mason Mount can do. He's played plenty of games for England and he's been very, very hit and miss. But why not give Maddison a go? Let's see what he can do at a World Cup. I know you're not really going to learn too much about a player in a game like this when you're 3-0 up and cruising, but get them the experience. Harry Kane just got an injury and it's a yellow card actually for one of the Senegal players. It is a Koulibaly, actually, the captain. A bit of a silly late challenge on the back of Harry Kane. And it's a yellow card. The first yellow card of the game, actually, I think it is. And it goes to the captain, Koulibaly, the Chelsea defender. Bit of a clumsy challenge from him. And Harry Kane gets back to his feet again. The England captain, of course. And we are going to see the substitution now.
How many's coming on?
Eric Dyer's coming on as well. Look, again, going with these players that have played 100 times already for England. Anyway, Jude Bellingham's gone off. He had a great game, great first half. He sort of faded out of it a little bit in the second half. He's going off. John Stones is going off as well. Mason Mount's coming on, and Eric Dyer is coming on as well. What can you say about those rather unspectacular substitutions? I'd wanted to see some more exciting players coming off the bench, some of the younger players, giving them a chance. But this is what I think is holding England back. The young players are the future of England, aren't they? Some of these young players, Conor Gallagher, James Maddison, they're hopefully going to be playing for England for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, aren't they? Give them experience of a World Cup now in a game like this when there's no pressure because we're 3-0 up. That's what I would have done, rather than the same old players that you know all about. But anyway, that's why Southgate is never going to convince me he's going to be able to take England to that next level and to win big trophies for England. I just don't think he's going to be able to do that, and I think that's one of the reasons why. But anyway, we're 3-0 up, so we can't really complain too much. It's an opportunity, isn't it, for some of these players like what it would have been. Terry says we're giving Senegal a chance to bring on Dyer. Well, yeah, he looks like he's going to play at the back, but he's forward for this free kick actually, which Luke Shaw takes again towards Harry Maguire at the far post. Looked to head it back to Rashford, but Senegal have sorted that out. Shane says, do you think Patino or even Mwani have a chance to be in the next World Cup squad in 4 years? I know it's hard to tell, but they are good enough to explode over the next 4 seasons. I mean, potentially, I think Charlie Patino has got a really bright future ahead of him. But the problem I see is, while we've got Gareth Southgate as manager, is he going to show his faith in those young players? I'm not sure. He tends to pick the players that he knows already, doesn't he? Like we just said about the substitutions that he's just made. I don't know. I'd like to think that Charlie Patino, let's see what he does. He needs to come back to Arsenal and start establishing himself in our squad, doesn't he? Getting himself games in the Premier League more regularly for us, and that won't be till probably next season now. And let's see how he develops with us first. And the same with Nawari as well. I mean, he got those few minutes, didn't he, at Brentford? We've not really seen him in the first team. He's been doing well for the under-23s, hasn't he? But let's, young players' development's got to start at a club level, hasn't it? They've got to be playing in the first team. They've got to be getting game time in the Premier League. They've got to be, like Bukayo Saka has, Emile Smith-Rowe. That's the progression, isn't it? If they're playing regularly for Arsenal in 4 years' time, when the next World Cup comes around, then they'll have a chance, won't they? Let's be honest. If the progression at Arsenal's as it's been, if we're regularly challenging for honours at Arsenal, they're playing regularly in the squad, they're going to get picked for England, aren't they? That's the way it tends to work. If you're playing well and you're playing regularly for one of the top sides in English football, you're probably going to get picked for England, aren't you? So if that's happening, then I would imagine they'd have a chance. And there's going to be a goal, almost another second of Harry Kane there. Rashford with a cross from the far side. Kane slid in, couldn't get a touch on it. Almost a fourth goal for England in 11 minutes to play. But now let's see how they develop at Arsenal first, and let's see where we are in 4 years' time. There could be one or two others come through as well in that time. 4 years is a long time, isn't it? And some of these England players now, you've got to look at them and think, are they still going to be playing in the next World Cup? Some of them won't be, will they? Jordan Henderson, for example, I wouldn't have thought he'll be playing in the next World Cup. He's one. Will Harry Maguire still be playing? I don't know. Harry Kane, he'll be in his 30s by then, won't he? So he may not be. So there's opportunities, isn't there, for some players to come into the squad. Let's see what happens. There's a lot of good young players around, isn't there? Still English young players that aren't even getting a real look at the minute. So the future could look bright with a different manager, perhaps. But anyway, they're coming forward now on this near side with Jack Grealish. He would like to get a goal, wouldn't he, in this game? I'm sure. Luke Shaw plays it back to Grealish again. He still needs to put his socks up. I don't like that look. I know Emile Smith-Rowe has it as well. But I just think he's just got fouled there. And I just think you're inviting someone to kick you when you've got your socks rolled down. If I was playing against a player with socks rolled down, the first thing you want to do is kick him, wouldn't you? And say, pull your socks up, mate. So he's kind of invites it on himself, doesn't he? Anyway, they're just showing that cross there from Rashford. A good cross, actually. Harry Kane's full stretch. Anything he got on that, he would probably have scored, actually, if he'd got a contact on it, but he didn't. And it went away. But Jordan Henderson's now going off. He gets a lot of criticism, Henderson, but he got the important first goal, didn't he?
He did. It
was an easy finish. He made the run, though, didn't he? He got himself there. And he's run 10 kilometres, actually.
Calvin Phillips. Which
is quite good. All I would say is he's run 10 kilometres there, and he's played, 81 minutes, right? In our over 40s, we play 80 minutes. I've run 10k nearly every game. So, sorry, Henderson, but you need to work a bit harder, mate. He's a midfield player as well. I mean? I don't even play midfield most of the time. So he doesn't run a bit further than that. Anyway, he's gone off, and it's Calvin Phillips of Leeds who has come on for these final, 8 minutes or so. Jack Grealish trying to get forward over on that far side. Koulibaly does well. And the ball's gone back to Edouard Mendy, who's actually looked pretty shaky in goal for Senegal tonight, has to be said. A couple of times he flapped out a couple of crosses. His positioning for Harry Kane's goal wasn't particularly good. He couldn't have done a lot about the other two goals, to be fair, but he's looked a little bit shaky at times, and you can understand why he's not maybe getting picked regularly for Chelsea. He was great for Chelsea, wasn't he, as well, a year or so ago? Not quite sure what's happened to Mendy, actually.
A lot of people have gone downhill since Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, actually, because he was when he first went to Chelsea, he was considered to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world, wasn't he? And he certainly played well for Chelsea at the beginning. But anyway, Chelsea have got a few issues, which is a shame, isn't it? But not quite sure what's about with Graham Potter. He'd be a good manager for England, wouldn't he, Graham Potter, actually? He would put his trust in a lot more of the younger players. You feel that he would do that, wouldn't you? And he would be the two managers I would like to see managing England. Actually, there's two main choices, isn't there? Obviously, Graham Potter would be one, and Eddie Howe, of course, is the other one, who's done a fantastic job in a very short time at Newcastle. That'd be my two choices. But if England keep progressing in tournaments under Southgate, he's got a job for life, hasn't he? They're not going to get rid of him, are they? If we keep reaching semi-finals and finals of tournaments, then why would you get rid of him? I suppose, but yeah, I feel as though we've maybe got there in spite of him rather than because of him personally. But anyway, you know, it is what it is. We're doing well in tournaments at the minute, so we're certainly not going to get rid of Southgate, are we? As things stand. But let's see what happens against France first, I suppose, and we'll see how that game goes. But anyway, Senegal are coming forward now, looking. I say, what would only be a consolation, you feel, crossing to the box, a decent ball. The header comes in from Ismail Assar, I think it was. Yes, indeed, it was the Watford man. Got in. There's a decent ball actually from that far side. Decent cross towards the penalty spot. Ismail Assar got up and headed it over. Another substitution for Senegal. Number 12 is coming on, who is Jacobs is going off, or Jacobs, wow. And it's Ballo Toure coming on. Ballo Toure plays for Milan, and he is replacing Ismail Jacobs, who plays for Monaco.
So I think he had a good game.
He did have a decent game. Yeah, he looks half decent player actually. Yeah. Looks a bit disappointed, obviously, that his World Cup's over. Senegal's World Cup is over as well. And England are marching on. Terry says, any news on Ben White going home? Well, no, other than personal reasons. That's all. Same as Sterling. That's all we know. I haven't heard anything else. I don't know what's gone on. The difference with Sterling is at this moment in time, Sterling hasn't actually gone home, I don't believe. Is it not? I think Sterling's just had to deal with a family issue, Gareth Southgate says. They asked him if he was going to be available for the rest of the World Cup, and he didn't really answer. He just said he's got to sort this issue out, and then we'll see. So I'm not sure if Sterling's gone home or not. I mean, the good news is England have got nearly a week until our next game now. So, you know, there's plenty of time. I mean, I know they said Ben White's not coming back into the squad. So whatever his issue is, obviously that's a lot more serious if he's going home and not coming back. Whereas, you know, I think there's still a chance that Raheem Sterling may well come back into the squad for the France game. We have to see. But, yeah, I haven't heard anything about Ben White. It's gone quiet, hasn't it? Obviously, he had to go home last week for whatever reason, and that's all we know. Hopefully, more news will come out soon and everything's fine with him. But yeah, don't know what's going on. Unfortunately for him, not that he was really going to play, probably, but that's not really the point, is it? Obviously, if he's got an issue, we hope that it's nothing serious and everything's okay. But yeah, I haven't heard. Still waiting to hear more about that. But yeah. I wonder if England was to win the World Cup, as he was in the squad, and he was obviously on the bench for the first two games, whether he'd still get a medal. I don't know if he would. I don't know how that would work. Anyway, Senegal are coming forward down this near side. Cross comes into the near post. Harry Maguire's there, heads it away. And you know, overall, it's been another steady performance from Harry Maguire. He's made one or two little errors. A shot comes in from distance there, actually, but it's gone wide. I think that was. Who was that shot? Was it Guy? I think it might have been. It's gone harmlessly wide of the far post anyway. No threat there as we move into the last 3.5. In fact, it's deflected. It's a corner to Senegal. It's their first corner, actually. It took them 86 minutes to get one, and they've played it short, not even trying to get the ball into the box. They're going to get into the box now, though. It's a good cross towards the end of the 6-yard box, but Jordan Pickford, with his little arms, managed to stretch and get the ball. Caught it comfortably. And he throws it out to this near side to Declan Rice. Declan Rice plays it back into midfield. Jack Grealish didn't really want it there, but anyway, he's played it back to Eric Dyer and Kyle Walker now. And England just really going through the motions now. This game was over a long time ago in terms of the result. As soon as that third goal went in, after 58 minutes from Bukayo Saka, that was pretty much that. Game over. And I say it's unusual, isn't it, for England to be in a knockout game in a World Cup and to be sitting here comfortably without having to stress and worry about the potential of extra time and penalties. I think the last one I can remember was the game against Denmark in the 2002 World Cup. We won that game 3-0 as well in the last 16. And I think that was 3-0 at half time, actually, that game, I seem to remember. And, you know, that was the only other time I could remember a knockout game at a World Cup for England being quite as comfortable. Well, I think the Sweden game at the last World Cup, we won 2-0. That was reasonably comfortable, wasn't it? Because we got the second goal quite early in the second half that day, and that ended up being fairly comfortable, I suppose. But it's not often, is it, that we can enjoy an England knockout game with no stress and no kind of fears in late on in the game. With 2 minutes to play, we're nice and relaxed and looking forward to the quarterfinal and France, which is going to be it's going to be
really,
it is going to be really hard.
I watched the game before.
They are a very very good team, France. There's no doubt about it, and obviously Mbappe is at this moment in time in line for one of the players of the tournament, isn't he? Mbappe, top scorer with 5 goals, as we said. He was brilliant today in that game.
Obviously,
against
Giroud
Poland.
As well.
Giroud's their record goal scorer. He got another goal today. Oh, Senegal now coming forward. Are they going to get a consolation? A ball across the box. Defended well by England, actually. But a shot's going to come in from distance. Oh dear, it's gone miles over the bar from Sarr. Not Ismaila Sarr, that's Pepe Meta Sarr. And that one's gone high over the crossbar. Terry says, did Dyer come on, or did we decide to just play with Tim? But Dyer did come on. He's not really having a lot to do, actually.
You mean he's done now?
He hasn't had to, has he? When you're playing in defence against a team that aren't really doing anything, you're going to have an easy time with it, aren't you? Shane says, if you get past France, who can you potentially meet in the semi-final? I think it's Brazil, isn't it? Was that right? I was looking at this before. See, I didn't really look at the draw before the World Cup, because I wasn't really that bothered about it. But suddenly, as it's gone on, I'm starting to get a bit more into it now. I'm sure, was it Brazil, or was Brazil the final? Is it Argentina potentially then? It'd be Argentina or Brazil, won't it? Let's be honest. It'd be one of them two, I would have thought. But yeah, we'll have to see. I'm not going to look too far beyond France, if I'm honest, because we know how difficult.
France are really good.
I say not that we can't beat France, because it's a knockout game. Anyone can beat anybody. It's the quarterfinals of a World Cup. Of course we can beat them. But I'm not going to 4 minutes of stoppage time. Yeah, I'm not going to look beyond that at a minute, because if we get past France, honestly, I don't care who we get after that, because we can beat anybody. I believe France have been the best team in this tournament so far. So if we beat them, then I don't care who we play in the semi-final. I'd fancy our chances. Oh, Luke Shaw across to the far post. Rashford comes into the side netting. He's desperate to try and get a goal, isn't he? We are now into the 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this game. Luke Shaw got forward down this near side, put a nice little dink cross into the far post. Rashford tried to get there. He did get there, but couldn't quite turn it in. It's gone into the side netting. Again, Mendy was looking all over the place, actually, the Senegal goalkeeper. He's had a bit of a strange game tonight. England had 4 shots on target and scored 3 goals. So that's Mendy's night for you right there. Senegal have only had 1 shot on target, which was that one in the first half, which was probably the turning point of this game, because a great save from Pickford. But yeah, that was Mendy's been a little bit of a strange performance from him. Not that that's why we've won. We've won because we've had that quality in our final third when it's mattered tonight, and we've scored 3 very good goals, 3 very well worked and well taken goals, and we fully deserved the victory, and we fully deserve to be in the quarterfinal. But yes, we know that's going to be a much bigger test. And well, so anyway, Declan Rice has just conceded a free kick for a foul on Bamba.
Just both went for it?
Yeah, he just kicked his foot, didn't he? He kicked his foot. But it is going to be a free kick to Senegal now. About 25 yards out? We're deep into stoppage time. Will Senegal get themselves a consolation goal, or will Jordan Pickford keep another clean sheet? Be the 3rd in a row at this World Cup, wouldn't it? And I'm sure he'll be desperate to do that, because goalkeepers hate conceding goals, don't they, regardless of what the score is. But it is an opportunity for Senegal now, with 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. This free kick, I say it's about 25 yards out, slightly to this right-hand side. And Jack Grealish is lying down behind the wall, which is a rather strange thing that happens these days with free kicks, isn't it? Because the wall's going to jump, and if it goes low, it'll hit him, I suppose. But anyway, it's a free kick, comes in, it hits the wall. No problem at all. And it's gone out for a throw. It was Bamba who took that free kick, actually. He was the guy that was fouled. He took the free kick. There's a minute and a half of stoppage time remaining. And are Senegal going to get another corner? Yes, they are. They've got themselves a second corner. England not really. The game has had no intensity really for the last 25 minutes or so. Pretty much it's the 3rd goal winning. England have done the job. Senegal know they're out, and the intensity has dropped. It's almost been played like a friendly actually towards the end. But I'm sure England won't be too bothered about that. We don't really care. We've won. But it is a corner now in the final minute of stoppage time from Senegal on this near post. Wasn't a great corner. Cleared away by Harry Kane, actually, doing some defensive work there. Senegal to pick the ball up again, but as Rashford got in, not quite.
That's what he was.
Desperate defending there from Mendy, just got a foot in there, or Rashford could have been away on a counter attack, and England would have finished the second half as they did the first half with a goal in stoppage time. But I don't think that's going to be the case. We're into the last 40 seconds now. Senegal in possession inside the centre circle, ping that ball over to that far side. Carl Walker's there, but he said it behind. It's going to be another corner to Senegal. So they've got all their corners in the final few minutes here in this game. But England are going to have to do a little bit more defending if we're going to get that clean sheet just before the full time. There's a lot of empty seats behind that goal now, which was a lot of where the Senegal fans were. A lot of them have decided to go and have their party elsewhere. Anyway, it's a corner again to Senegal over on that far side, whipped in towards the near post, headed out by Harry Maguire, but it hits Declan Rice on the back of the head. It does go back out again. We've played the 4 minutes of stoppage time now. This will be probably the last attack. Can England just keep that clean sheet? Grealish blocks that cross. The referee looks at his watch, and there goes the full-time whistle. England are through to the quarterfinals of the World Cup yet
Come
again.
on, England.
Another quarterfinal for England. This was a lot more. I wouldn't say it was a statement performance from England, but it certainly was a very comfortable win in the end. We had our shaky moments in that first half, certainly for the first half an hour, and there was a really big save from Jordan Pickford when the score was 0-0, and had that gone in, it was a really good save actually. But had that gone in, then it could have been a different story tonight. Great save from Pickford. A few minutes later, we went out the other end. Jude Bellingham crossed for Jordan Henderson to fire England ahead, and then pretty much that was it really. We got a second goal in first half stoppage time. Harry Kane it was. Lovely counter attack from England. Bellingham involved again. Found Foden. His first time ball across. Found Kane in space, and he doesn't miss them, and he didn't. He fired it in, and that was 2-0 at half time. We felt as though at half time we were through. We did get a third goal just before the hour mark in the second half, and it was Bukayo Saka. Great to see him get another goal. His third in the tournament. Again, it was Foden with the assist. He did well down the left-hand side. Put a low cross in towards the penalty spot. Saka was there to clip it home and make it 3-0. And after that, the game was played at walking pace. We brought some subs on, made a few changes. Senegal brought some subs on as well. The game was a bit stoppy-starty, a bit scrappy, but it didn't matter. England have done all we could have hoped for. And we've beaten Senegal 3-0. When we march on, Henderson, Kane and Saka with the goals. And Senegal's World Cup journey is over. They've still not managed to get past the last 16, have they, Senegal? In fact, only 2 African nations have ever got to a World Cup quarter-final. Cameroon, of course, against England in 1990 and Ghana in 2010. That famous game against Uruguay, of course, the handball from Luis Suarez. But yeah, Senegal aren't going to make it a third African nation in a quarterfinal because England have beaten them tonight 3-0. Very, very comfortable. And yeah, they're still singing and dancing a bit. The Senegal fans there in the stadium. They're still going to party on, even though their team were beaten in the end, I say, quite comfortably by England tonight. It wasn't a brilliant England performance. It didn't have to be. We did what we had to do to win the game. We showed quality in the final third, 3 really good goals actually, and we were delighted to see Bukayo Saka get one of them as well, the last one. 3 goals in the World Cup for Saka. Wow, brilliant stuff from him. In fact, that probably makes him, I'll have to check, but as an Arsenal player, ever scored 3 goals at a World Cup for England before? Probably haven't. So he's made his own little bit of history as well, Bukayo Saka, and great to see. But yeah, England are through. We play France on Saturday night at 7:00, so we'll definitely look forward to that, and we can enjoy the rest of the week now, watching a bit more of the World Cup knockout games. And so far, all the knockout games, there's been not one bit of extra time and no penalty shootouts, and that's really unusual, isn't it? So whether we've got all that to come in the rest,
there's got to be some. Come on.
Yeah, you'd imagine there'll be some, but so far there hasn't been any, which is unusual, isn't it? Really, really unusual for a World Cup knockout. We've had 4 games already, have we? 4 or 5? No, is it? The knockout started yesterday, didn't they? So we've only had 4. We've had 4 knockout games, which is half of them, isn't it? And no penalty shootouts. So yeah, unusual. But anyway, it's good, I suppose.
Yeah, because it was Argentina, there was France, and there was ours now.
Yeah, Holland won 2-0, so they were through. No, they won 3-1, didn't they? They were 2-0. They won 3-0 yesterday. Yeah, there's been no extra time, no penalties. So yeah, I think maybe could this be the first World Cup since 1978 to have no penalty shootouts in it? Wouldn't that be something strange? But anyway, still a long way to go yet. Still a lot of knockout games to play, and of course England have got one more. And we, when was the last time we had a World Cup without a penalty shootout in a knockout? So again, we'll see what happens. But yeah, France it is on Saturday. That is going to be some game, isn't it? Terry says, when's England v France? It's next Saturday. And to top off a good Sunday evening, I understand everything Mrs. B has said. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you understand that. No one else does. Shane says, I think we can get past France. Honestly, they rely on individual players to perform. Watching them today, they don't bust a gut. I think they will just not all give 100%. I think we can. To be honest with you, I agree with you. I do think they've got a lot of very good individual players, France. I do think they do work pretty well as a team as well. And I think they've been the best team in this World Cup so far, actually, that I've seen. I've not watched everybody. I've not seen all the games. But what I've seen, I think Holland have looked good. I think France have looked good. Brazil have looked pretty good as well. I know they lost to Cameroon, but that game was a dead rubber, really, wasn't it? That was already through. I think France can be beaten. I'm not saying they can't. I think they can, but can we do it? I don't know. It's going to be exciting, isn't it? Did you enjoy that game anyway?
I did.
It was good, wasn't it? I mean, we got.
It was better than the last one.
Yeah, it's better than the last couple of games, really, wasn't it? I suppose. Yeah. And we didn't have to play brilliantly to win. And sometimes it doesn't matter, does it? You just do the job that you've got to do.
Back, save.
But against France, we're going to have to keep the ball, because if France have the ball, they've got players that can do damage with it. And
that Mbappe's fast.
Yeah, he is. He's the best individual player.
Him who's fast as well, to be fair.
Yeah, he's the best individual player at the World Cup so far, Mbappe, and he's going to be the danger. If we can keep him quiet, we've got a chance. I think we can. I think their defence can be got at. They've conceded goals in this World Cup. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
We haven't conceded any goals, have we?
Yeah, we conceded 2 against Iran, didn't we? But other than that, we haven't. But we were 4-0 up, and we got a bit sloppy.
Right.
And I think Harry Maguire got an injury or something, didn't he? That didn't help one of the goals. But yeah, we need to be better.
We have to work on our defence,
Yeah, we need to tidy up defensively a little bit. We can't afford to make the mistakes we made tonight against France, because we'll be punished.
Definitely.
But looking in the attacking side of the team, we look strong.
We've got some good attacking players.
We've got pace, we've got invention, we've got some quality there, and we've got goal scorers. Harry Kane finally off the mark. Took his time, didn't he? Rashford's got 3, Saka's got 3, Foden's got goals, he's got assists, Bellingham's got goals, he's got assists. We've got that's the one thing that gives me hope, that we have got such great attacking options in this team. We've got players on the bench as well, as we've seen. Grealish and Rashford tonight. We've got quality on the bench as well, and I think we can beat France, but we've got a week to wait for that one. Lots going to happen.
Just hoping this is a start for Harry Kane. I hope he's going to score more.
Yeah, if we're going to get through, I think we need Harry Kane to be scoring against France.
He's looked good tonight.
Yeah, I thought he played all right, Harry Kane. Yeah,
his goal was good.
He got a goal. He played all right. He works hard for the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd imagine by now he would have scored more goals than what he has. But it doesn't matter. We're through. We keep winning, so that's all that matters, really. And yeah, it's gonna be exciting on Saturday, isn't it? And the good thing is it keeps the World Cup alive.
It should be a good game.
Yeah, and I think that's what we, when the World Cup's on, you want England to stay in it for as long as possible, because it keeps the excitement going. You have something to look forward to. You've got another game to go, and it's a big one, isn't it? The holders, France.
It's more exciting.
Yeah, it gets much more exciting,
isn't it?
Because you've got the prospects of extra time, and you've got the prospects of penalties, and obviously each game that you win, you're one step closer to the final, and you're one step closer to actually winning the tournament, aren't you? So,
and it is better football as you get.
Yeah, it becomes a bit more open.
Teams,
yeah, of course you are. Yeah, you're playing better. I know today Senegal weren't up to much. Let's be honest, but we'd had to be beaten, and we did the job that we had to do. Terry says, I think we need to keep Giroud out of the game as well. Well, yeah. I mean, we know. I mean, obviously, we probably more so as Arsenal fans know Giroud's strengths and what he's good at. and I'm sure the England
He's
players will
the
know.
rocks, isn't he?
The England players will know. Gareth Southgate will know. We saw enough of him in the Premier League, and if you he's good in the air. He's got holding the ball out with his back to goal. We know how great his left foot is.
He likes to move ahead kicks as well.
Yeah, well, he's got one today that was disallowed. Yeah, but we know what his strengths are, and I would imagine that we should be able to deal with Giroud in one game. He's a very good player. He's a top goal scorer for the world champions. So we know what a good player he is. But yeah, I think we can possibly deal with Giroud. But Mbappe is the player, obviously. How do you deal with a player like Mbappe when he's got pace, he's got strength, he can score goals, he's just dangerous, isn't he? And you look at our defence and you look at Mbappe and you think that's a worry for me. I think we can handle Giroud. He's not the quickest, and his strengths probably play into our strengths defensively a little bit. So I'm not particularly worried about Giroud too much. Yes, he's a threat from set pieces. He scores goals, but I'm more worried about Mbappe. Obviously, he's the player. If we can keep Mbappe quiet, we'll have a great chance of winning. Because I say our attacking quality, we don't just rely on one player. We've got 5 or 6 players that can score goals and assist goals in this team, as we've seen in this World Cup. So they'll be worried about us as well. Let's be honest, they will. They will definitely be worried about us, as well as we are about them. Terry says, drop Tom Daly, play Wilson. He won't do that, will he? Harry Kane's the captain, and he's just scored his first goal in the tournament. So he's not going to leave him out of the quarter-final unless he's injured.
He loves Kane.
Well, he's captain of the team. You don't leave your captain out of a quarter-final if he's fit there. You don't. I mean, if he did, there would be absolute uproar, wouldn't there? Because he's the captain of the team. You don't leave him out. And I actually think he's playing quite well in this World Cup. Yes, he's only scored 1 goal, but he's playing.
I think he's going to score more.
He's playing well for the team, isn't he? When he plays for Tottenham now, he drops a lot deeper, links the play. He gets a lot more assists now than he used to, and he still scores goals for Tottenham as well. But you can see he's playing a slightly different role for England now than maybe he was at the last World Cup, when he was on the end of everything, wasn't he? He got the golden boot. Whereas this World Cup, he's adapted his play because he's a bit older, possibly his injuries and stuff. He's dropped a lot deeper now. He plays in a deeper role, but he's doing a job for the team. And you're not going to leave him captain that, are you? You're just not. It would be crazy to do that in a quarterfinal unless he's injured. So no, Harry Kane's not going to be. I mean, I don't think there'll be too many changes actually from this team. I think this will probably be the team that, assuming no one's injured, I think this will be 11 that starts against France.
Yeah, I think Saka's going to start again.
Yeah, Saka will definitely start again. I think Foden will start again. Obviously, Harry Kane will start.
I think all of them who started tonight will start.
Bellingham will start again. Rice had a decent game. Henderson scored. He's not going to leave him out, is he? In the back four pretty much picks itself, doesn't it? Who else would you bring in off the bench into the back four? Trent at right back, not really. He's not playing. He hasn't been playing that well for Liverpool. Trippier is an option, isn't he? Instead of Walker.
Get Trippier on.
I think Walker's maybe got slightly more to his game overall. I like Trippier, but I can't see there being any changes. If everyone's fit, this will be the team that starts against France, I think. And they deserve to start against France because they got us through this game tonight and they played well. So, there won't be too many changes, will there, let's be honest. And we don't need to, do we? We've won, we've got through.
Got in the bench as well.
Yeah, we have. And that's what you need, don't you? You need to have at least 2 or 3 players on the bench that can come on and change a game. Every team needs that, and we've certainly got that, haven't we? Whichever starting 11 we pick, we're always going to have 2 or 3 players on the bench, such as Grealish, Rashford. If Saka was on the bench, Foden was on the bench. We've got these players. Wilson can come on and change the game, and that's what you need. If you're going to be successful, it's not about 11 players, is it? It's about the squad. And, certainly in the attacking sense, we've got the strength there. I say I'm a bit worried defensively because we don't really have too many options. You saw today Eric Dyer's come on. You wouldn't want to start Eric Dyer, would you, in a World Cup quarter-final? Who else we've got? Centre back Connor Cody, very inexperienced at the national level. Is he really good enough? I like Connor Cody, but is he really good enough to come into a World Cup? No, that's a worry, isn't it? Centre back positions is a big worry. They're the only 2 natural centre backs that we've got on the bench. Yeah, I know Walker can play as a centre back, but he's much better as a right back. So defensively, that's something going forward we need to look at. I think we need to try and see. Obviously Ben White's had to go home, and that's I'm not sure he would have played anyway, but we do seem to be lacking good defenders in the England squad, don't we? In English defenders anyway in the league. So that's our weakness. There's no doubt about that. But you know, the strength's going forward, and we scored another 3 goals, 12 goals in the World Cup. You know, that's good stuff, isn't it? And we need. Let's hope we've still got 1 or 2 more left in us for Saturday against France, because we're probably going to need them, aren't we? Let's be honest. But yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, what a comfortable night that was. You know, a lot more comfortable than we was anticipating it would be. I'd say a bit nervy moments in that first half while it was 0-0. We could easily have gone behind. We made 1 or 2 silly defensive mistakes, could have cost us. But Pickford made a great save when he was needed, and then our quality up the other end of the pitch showed at the end, didn't it? And we won comfortably. And it's nice to enjoy an England knockout game at a World Cup or at a tournament without having the stress of what we normally have to go through. I'm sure we might get a bit more stress next week on the quarterfinal, but we'll worry about that later. What we can do now, we can enjoy the week, we can enjoy the rest of the knockout games, see who else goes through, and then we can look ahead to what is going to be a brilliant occasion next Saturday, isn't it? It's going to be fantastic.
It should be a good game regardless.
It's going to be a brilliant game, isn't it? It's going to be a great occasion. It's going to be great for English football. But
we want to win, obviously.
Yeah, and if we can beat France, I say, then wow, what a chance that we'll have then of going all the way. But you know, it's going to be a tense night. It's going to be good fun. But yeah, we'll look forward to that later on in the week. We've got lots of great stuff to come before then. Tomorrow, we are doing the World Cup memories. The World Cup Memories show, looking at Italia 90, which England reached a semi-final then, didn't we? So hopefully we can repeat that at least in this World Cup. So that's tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We've got some guests joining us to look back on that great World Cup. On Tuesday, Melvin's back with Highbury Matters. He's got the author John Sperling joining him then. That's going to be great. Look forward to that show on Tuesday. Wednesday, Arsenal women are in Champions League action against Juventus at the Emirates. So we'll be doing a watch-along of that game, kick off at 8 o'clock. So we'll go live about 7:45 for that one, a bit of build-up and all that kind of stuff. That's on Wednesday. Then Thursday, Adam and Steve are back for the Arsenal Social Extra, the usual bits and pieces from them. Going to be looking at the World Cup again, of course, and all the social media stuff. That's a great show, so please support them on Thursday. Then Friday, we'll be back with a women's weekly, a normal women's weekly show this week. We will have Andreas, Amar, Matt, maybe Harry as well, coming in to look back on the win yesterday over Everton. A tense game, but we got the job done. And, of course, the Wednesday night Champions League game against Juventus, and also looking ahead to Aston Villa, which is next Sunday, isn't it? So all that's to come. And then, of course, next Saturday evening, it is England against France World Cup quarterfinal. We'll be back to bring you coverage of that as well. It's going to be a tense night, so please join us for that. It's going to be good fun. So a busy week on the channel, as always, even though there's no Premier League football at the moment, but there's still lots of great stuff happening. So the women are playing and loads of other bits and pieces. So if you can, please put them in your diary and join us for some of them shows this week. And yeah, we can have a nice, relaxed week, can't we? Because England are through. England are through. The Arsenal women won yesterday, and it's been a good weekend, hasn't it? So I hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. If you have, please give it. Actually, what we'll do, look, we've got a little thing, don't we? I keep forgetting to do them. So what we've got is, the first thing you've got to do is do that. So you've got to give it a like, because that's important. Then why not do that as well? Subscribe, because that's important as well. And also as well, if you click on the bell, then every time we do something, you'll get a notification, so you don't miss them. So that's that anyway. So just do that as well. So it's finished here tonight in the World Cup. Last 16, England 3, Senegal 0. England are in the quarterfinal. Exciting stuff. It was Jordan Henderson, Harry Kane, and Bukayo Saka. Yes, Bukayo Saka with another goal for England. Brilliant stuff. And England are through. Nice, comfortable victory. And it's France coming up next, the world champions. So a nice, easy game. Another nice, relaxing evening on Saturday, I'm sure, watching England play France in the World Cup quarter-final. Wow, what a big night that's going to be. But in between now and then, there's loads of stuff on the channel, he said. So please join us for some of that. Terry says, thanks again, Richard and Mrs. B. Have a great week, and I'll see you at some point during the week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, yeah, there'll be little graphics now for people to do that. So hopefully they will. I'm sure we'll speak again soon, Terry, if you're around tomorrow for the World Cup memories. Italian night, I'm sure you've got some memories of that World Cup. That's going to be good. Obviously, England did well in that World Cup, didn't we? So hoping that might rub off on this team. They maybe need to watch the show tomorrow, so it'll get them in the mood for Saturday, then, won't it? So that's all coming up on this week. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. There's not much left now, but have a good. I'm sure you will, having watched England get through. And
chill out now.
We can chill out now. So enjoy your week. I say if you're around any of the shows that we've got, please join us. It'd be great to have your company. We have enjoyed the game tonight. It's unusual to enjoy England playing for a change. Usually it's not so enjoyable, is it? But it was tonight in the end. Comfortable.
Good win.
It was a good win, 3-0. And we move on to the quarterfinal. Who was your player of the match, actually, first of all?
I don't know, probably Bellingham.
Yeah, Bellingham had a good game, didn't he, actually? I mean, I want to give it to Saka because he's brilliant.
You would give it to Saka,
he scored, and I love him. So even though he probably wasn't our best player, I'm going to give it to him anyway.
You give it to him.
I thought Foden had a good game as well, actually.
I got Foden on Bellingham.
And Bellingham did play well.
Yeah.
It's good to have choices, isn't it, actually?
Yeah.
Mark says a great result. Yeah, it was a great result. And let's hope for we need 3 more great results, don't we? Quarterfinal, semi-final, final. And then we would be in uncharted territory, wouldn't we? For anybody under sort of 60 won't remember England winning a World Cup. So let's see what happens. But we'll just take it one at a time. We've got through this one. We look forward to Saturday, and who knows? Who knows what might happen? I don't even want to think about it yet.
You never know.
We've got. I'll start stressing about it on Friday, maybe. I don't want to stress about it yet because
it's too early.
Yeah, it's
Let's
too
just
early.
get this.
We've enjoyed this one. We've enjoyed it.
Let's
enjoy
just
it.
chill.
Yeah, enjoy this one. Enjoy the week. Yeah, we'll enjoy all the shows that we're doing and stuff like that, and then maybe Friday we'll start to worry about what England might or might not do on Saturday. But we can enjoy ourselves first. But yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Jude Bellingham maybe just probably shaded man of the match. I want to give it to Saka, but maybe Bellingham does deserve it. I did think he was brilliant, actually.
I just think he did have a good game.
He did, especially in that first half. He was brilliant.
Yeah.
Drove us forward, he was probably the difference actually in the end. Foden 2 assists. I had to rule him out as well, actually, because he.
No, was there that Bellingham or Foden for me?
Foden was in and out of the game, not his fault, but he showed quality when he was on the ball, didn't he? So those 2 probably, and then maybe Saka third.
But Saka did get the goal as well.
Saka got a goal, so that was good. But
Foden got 2 assists.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, they were both good actually. It's good to see England players with a choice, isn't there?
Yeah.
Terry says Tom Daly for best dives in 90 minutes. He didn't really dive tonight, did he? Too much actually. And Mark says Klopp to coach Germany. Well, yeah, that's an option, isn't it? I'm sure that they probably. If they want to start doing better, obviously, if Klopp goes to Germany, then it means he'll leave Liverpool, and who knows what that might mean.
Not necessarily.
Another team dropping out of the top 6 or whatever. Not that they're in the top 6 at the moment, anyway, are they? But yeah, that'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Because obviously Germany will need a new manager going forward. So yeah, he would be a good option for them, wouldn't he? But would he want to take a national job? I still think he probably feels that. I think maybe his time at Liverpool's coming to an end, but I think he'll still feel he can do a club job still. I know a club I wouldn't mind him coming to, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I'm sure Germany would love to have him, as would probably a lot of teams, because he's a proven manager, isn't he, at the top level? He's won trophies, he's won Champions Leagues, he's won leagues, he's plays a great style of football, doesn't he? So yeah, he would be a great manager for Germany, I'm sure, but see what happens. There could be a few countries needing new managers at the end of a World Cup, isn't there? Because quite often they get knocked out and the manager goes. Belgium need a new manager, don't they? I know Thierry Henry's been doing some work there, hasn't he? I wonder if he'll be in the running for the Belgium job. Thierry Henry, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? But they need completely rebuilding, don't they, Belgium? I think their so-called golden generation has reached the end of its time now. They're all getting older, aren't they? And they've got a few younger players coming through, so they maybe need a rethink, don't they, Belgium? And I mean, Germany are just, I don't know what's up with them. I'd say the last World Cup, they didn't get out of the group. They haven't got out of the group of this World Cup.
That's unusual for Germany.
They wasn't great in the last Euros because we beat them, knocked them out, didn't we? So, they're going through a little bit of a bad spell at the moment, aren't they, Germany? They need maybe rebuilding as well. It's unusual, isn't it? Because they normally do so well, don't they? Terry says they're Southgate to Spurs. Well, I don't know. If we win the World Cup, wouldn't want a World Cup winning manager to go to Spurs, would we? I suppose. But anyway, I don't think that'll happen, would it? But I'm not sure if Southgate will be. I think he may well still be England manager after this World Cup now. whatever happens against France, let's be honest, we're not expected to beat France, are we? Really, realistically, they're the holders of one of the best teams. So, John says, well done, England, indeed. Well done, England. Mark says, it's great that England have an English manager. 100%, yeah, I've said that. I would much prefer England have an English manager. And that's why my preferred choices going forward would be Graham Potter or Eddie Howe. And I think we should get an English manager next. We've tried foreign managers, didn't we, with Spain and with the Italian guy, I can't remember his name now, it's slipped my mind. Didn't really work out. I thought Sven actually did a fairly decent job, but I always prefer any country should have a manager of their own nationality. Scotland should have a Scottish manager. Wales.
Bobby Robson, didn't we?
Yeah, Bobby Robson. That was
Bobby
before.
Robson
It was Capello, Fabio Capello. I was thinking of. He was the Italian one. It didn't really work out. Sven didn't really work out. We had Kevin Keegan, didn't we? He was England manager.
Who was I thinking of?
Steve McLaren, we had him. He was terrible.
Terry Venables.
Terry Venables. Yeah. Terry Venables did well, didn't he? He only had one tournament, the Euros '96. But yeah, I agree. I've always wanted. I always believe that you should have a manager of your own nationality. And unfortunately, because the way the Premier League is now, there isn't many English managers at the top teams, is there? No. There isn't. Which makes the choice a lot less. And then you're looking at a manager from lower down the scale, aren't you? Yes, Eddie Howe is manager of Newcastle. They're in the top 3 in the Premier League, and they may well finish in the top 4. But is he going to want to leave Newcastle when he's just early into that job, when he's doing so well? They've got lots of money to spend. You'd have to say probably not. So would you go a bit further down? You've got Graham Potter, who only just took over at Chelsea. But where are the other English managers in the Premier League? There's not many, is there? That's the issue. So, yeah, I don't know. But we'll say I think Southgate's perfectly safe for the time being, isn't it? Regardless of what happens against France. And should we win, then he's pretty much guaranteed the job as long as he wants it, isn't he? Because that'll be 3 semi-finals in a row. Well, it was the last, I don't think, no man's ever done that for England, 3 semi-finals in a row, 3 tournaments. So, he'd have a job for life, wouldn't he? And you have to say, as much as I don't particularly enjoy his style of football very much, the results on the pitch when it matters are there. If we do beat France, you have to take your hat off to him and say, brilliant, 3 fantastic tournaments in a row. Yes, we could maybe have done more in the other 2 with a little bit more ambition, but anyway, we're going to take it what it is. We compared to our record in previous tournaments, it's amazing, isn't it? Terry says, I can't see Eddie Howe leave Newcastle. No, I can't at the moment. I agree. I don't think he will. But, in a way, the fact that probably Southgate's going to probably get certainly the next Euros, isn't he? And potentially the World Cup after that, depending on how that goes. There might not be a vacancy for an England manager for a few years yet anyway. And by which point Eddie Howe may well be in the position to take it, or Graham Potter. So, I don't think we need to worry. I was, before this World Cup, I think, with the results that we'd had this year, I mean, a lot of people are thinking maybe we need a new manager. And we're looking at, how many options are there? Not many. But now, the way this World Cup's going, you've got to think that we're probably not going to be looking, or the FA are looking for a new England manager for a while, for a few years. So by that point, Eddie Howe might not still be at Newcastle, because managers don't last in club football long, do they? So, and I think Newcastle are going to get to a point where they're going to be wanting to win Premier Leagues in the next few years. Is Eddie Howe the manager to do that? I don't know. Maybe he is. He's certainly done well.
He's doing well.
So far. No, he's been well, yeah. But we don't know what's going to happen, do we? By the time England need a manager, who's going to be around? We don't know, do we? And maybe Eddie Howe may end up being the next England manager in 3 or 4 years' time. Mark says there, don't read into Arsenal's result v Watford, 10 changes at half-time, all young, no worries. So I thought, no, I mean, I wasn't particularly bothered about that. Yeah, we were winning at half-time with just sort of, it's not even a proper first team, is it? Because a lot of them at the World Cup with the players that were there, and then all those changes at half-time. Yeah, all these games we've got sort of 3 or 4 games, haven't we, between now and Boxing Day. And they're just about keeping the players that are there playing some football, keeping them fit and sharp. Obviously, the ones at the World Cup are playing, training regular, so that should be okay. And yeah, these games don't matter in terms of results today. It's almost like pre-season in December, which is a bit weird, isn't it? But yeah, it's just getting players to keep them sharp, isn't it? Ready for when we get back into the Premier League on Boxing Day. So yeah, I'm not bothered about the results. The Juventus games at the Emirates, that's going to be an interesting game, isn't it, to see? But yeah, I don't think the results don't matter today too much. It's a good idea to get these young players involved, because that's the future, isn't it? That's find out if these players are good enough to be able to make that step up, because it's a big step up, isn't it? You know, going from the under-23s to the Premier League. We've seen it so many times. How many players actually go on to do that, you know, at Arsenal? And Arsenal have got one of the best records. And even we don't have many, do we, when you look at it? So, yeah, I'm not bothered about the result against Watford. Not interested in the result at all. It's just about getting players on the pitch, playing football. And hopefully, when it comes down to Boxing Day, we'll be in a great position and we can carry on the run that we were on before. But I was always concerned that this World Cup was going to disrupt momentum, because, you know, when you're on such a good run, the last thing that you want is a break, because you want to keep playing. And, you know, now Jesus is injured for who knows how long. Could be, people are saying it could be 3 or 4 weeks, it could be 2 or 3 months. We don't really know, do we? And who knows what the situation with Ben White is. We don't know. There's a few things that we need to worry about. And there's still some players at the World Cup that could potentially still be injured before they come back. So I was worried about this World Cup before it. And I'm still worried about it now, the impact it's going to have. We won't know. It's not just us that's going to be affected. Everyone's got players at the World Cup. And everyone's had disruption to the season. It'll help some teams. Liverpool, for example, have had a, you know, very hit and miss start. The World Cup break might do them a massive favour. And a few other teams. Chelsea have had a Graham Potter will have more chance to work on things with the players that are there, you know, new manager into the job and stuff like that. You know, I think Newcastle might suffer. They was on a great run. We was on a great run. We might suffer. We don't know. It might have the opposite effect. We might revitalise everybody. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I was worried about the World Cup, the impact it might have. But, you know, let's see what happens. We can't change it, can we? We just have to wait till Boxing Day and see what happens against West Ham, and hopefully we'll win that game and get going again, you know. But yeah, I'm not worried about a Watford game. You know, look at the team that we, even in the first half, you know, players like Cedric and Holding and all them players who don't play regular were playing. So it's not our strongest team, is it? So even if we'd lost the first half, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, would it? All our best, well, not all of them, but most of our best players are at the World Cup, aren't they? Which is what you'd expect. So, yeah, I'm not worried about that. But I'm more worried about the injuries, actually, that we seem to have been getting and the issues going on. But let's wait for Boxing Day. Let's see who's fit, who's available, and what happens then. Then we'll go again. And hopefully we'll just carry on where we left off. That's what we want. But, you know, but if England win the World Cup, you know, maybe that might give everyone a lift, you know, and everyone will be able to take that forward into the rest of the season. But yeah, they're just showing France now, actually, the highlights from earlier.
No one's even marking him.
The Ninja Turtle Mbappe, bang! That's a great.
No one's even marking him.
Well, no one was marking him. No, but I'm sure we'll mark him a little bit tighter.
We'll have to mark him.
This second goal was good though that he got today. This was a great goal. This, look at that, bang, top corner.
That is good. Like,
I mean, he's a great player, and they have got some great players. But you know, let's see. I mean, it's exciting, isn't it? You know, if you're going to win a World Cup, at some point you're going to have to beat the best teams, aren't you? You're going to have to.
Sure.
You're not going to get an easy run all the way through. You're not going to play Senegal and then you're not going to play Qatar after that, are you? And things like that. You're going to get better and better teams. You know, France are the best. They're the World Cup winners, the holders. So, you know, if you have to play them in a quarterfinal or a semi-final or a final, you're going to have to play teams like that. And if you can't beat them, you're not going to win it, are you? And that's it. So, you know, it's a good test for us. And I say, if we beat them, what confidence we'll get. Not only the players, everybody, you know. And I think all of us will probably believe we can win a World Cup then if we got past France. So, you know, it's a good opportunity, isn't it? Mark says can I send you my footballing highlights in Kent v Arsenal Sunday League team? That'd be good, yeah. Oh, you can do, yeah, that'd be great, actually. I'd like to see that. That would be good. If you go, I'll tell you what you want to do. Go onto the Twitter, my Twitter over in Arsenal. And on me profile, there's the email address. You can send it there. That'd be great. I'd love to see that, actually. That'd be really good. Wow. Yeah, no, send us that. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be really good, actually. I might put it on the channel if it's good. I might edit the footage and stick it on the channel. I know it'd be a bit different. It's not necessarily Arsenal related as such, but it'll be.
No, it's football. You love football.
I mean, it is kind of Arsenal related in a way, isn't it? So yeah, no, go on, send that in. That'd be good. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Send that to me. Are you not on Twitter? Are you? Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll post it on here. Because it's on Twitter anyway. There you go. There we go. There we go. Send it to that. That's the email address, and then send it to me there, and then I'll have a look at that. And sounds good. I like a good bit of Sunday League, which is good. So yeah. So So send that through to me there, that email address, and then I'll have a look at that, and I look forward to that. So I say in the end, England have won. We're all happy. We're in a quarter final. And yeah, lots of great stuff on the channel this week. So please join us for any of the shows that we're doing. The World Cup Italia 90 tomorrow. That's going to be great. Good memories of a great World Cup, of course. So that'll be that tomorrow, and I say loads of other great stuff this week. So thank you for watching, everybody. It's been great. 3-0 is always nice, and France next. Wow. Exciting stuff. That is going to be such a good night. That we're looking forward to that one already. Join us for that next Saturday. But yeah, loads of stuff to come in the meantime, including the Arsenal women, of course, in Champions League action on Wednesday. So that is going to be great. So that's that for tonight. Thank you very much to everybody for joining. It's the same stadium actually, the Al Bayat Stadium next Saturday as well. So we used to this stadium now, and we've played in it about 3 times now. So it's almost like being at home, isn't it?
So that's who's playing who? Brazil versus?
Yeah, Brazil versus South Korea, Morocco against Spain, and Portugal.
That'll be a good game.
Ooh,
that one.
Portugal, Switzerland on Tuesday. That'll be good. Yeah, I have to watch that. That will be good. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, all the games are good now, aren't they? You get in the knockout stage, they're all good.
That's true.
Terry says, "Yeah, you look good for 6 years. 6 years a year I was born, mate. That's what it is. So don't worry, that's fine." Anyway, so that's that. So yeah, we will see you tomorrow for the Italia 90 memories. Thank you for watching tonight. England are through to the quarter final of the World Cup. Come on, England! Come on, England! Let's do this. We can do it. We can. The women have inspired everybody, haven't they? The women have inspired this team to show what's possible. You know, England can win a tournament, and let's see if we imagine that. Imagine England winning 2 tournaments in 1 year. That would be absolutely. That would be incredible, wouldn't it? We waited 56 years, whatever it was, to win 1. And then we win 2 in the same year. I mean, wow. Can this team do it? Can they?
We shall see.
They're not as convincing as the women were in the Euro. No. That's to be said. Not yet.
Had more faith in the women.
Yeah, we all have more faith in the women, but we're in the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
You know, what can you do? Let's just
one game at a time.
One game at a time. Yeah, let's give France a go, and let's see how we do.
Come on.
It's been a good night tonight for England. We are through. England 3, Senegal 0. Bukayo Saka got 1 of the goals, and that is brilliant as well. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Come on, England. 3 Lions. Well, that's not me 3 Lions pledge, actually. The 3 Lions pledge is there. But anyway, it's a reversible top, you see. But yeah, so come on, England. We've done it. We are there. France, we are coming for you. We are coming for you. And we will see you on Saturday for that. See you later. Real Martinelli. It's now with Granit Xhaka. Is it going to be the 3rd goal? It is the 3rd goal. Granit Xhaka with it. That seals it.